Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Carnivore Talk. And it's a holiday. And so I don't know what all of you got to do today, but hopefully you enjoyed the time off, spent some time with family, and stayed true to your carnivore diet and goals. So let me know how you spent the day and what you managed to eat. And remember, this is a roundtable discussion on Monday nights. So anybody can join and we can have up to 10. So if you would like to join me and George Goodenough here on the screen, I have pinned the link on top of the chat and I will repost it from time to time. In fact, I'll go ahead and do that now in case some of you are coming on and, well, it's pinned, so you should be able to see it. And so, yeah, I got some things I want to talk about. I want to share some of the things that I got. I'm wearing my Healing Humanity shirt. I got that a couple Saturdays ago. You know, I talked about the event last Saturday. If you haven't seen it, I did post a recap of all the experiences. They were supposed to be all 10 minutes long. Some people ran over and whatnot, but I did post. I got permission to share those, and those are really encouraging. But as a VIP member, I just thought I'd show you. I got the Healing Humanity shirt. Oh, they gave me this Healing Humanity bag with these goodies in it. Got a Healing Humanity hat. This was my first meetup I had ever been to, so that's why I'm just kind of a little excited by it. A little Healing Humanity sticker, and that's a marker. There's a Healing Humanity keychain, and there's a bracelet in here somewhere. They gave me this Healing Humanity bracelet, and this actually I purchased. So they had a channel there, Carnivore Brothers. They make their own beef jerky, and so I bought a bag of that, and I'm going to try that. Might even try it tonight because I'm hungry. So yes, join us on screen with George. Hi, George. How you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing very well, thanks, Bob. How's yourself?
Good. I love the hat. Cooked meat rare again.
Yeah, it's a great hat. I came from Wyoming when I came back.
Yeah. Are you still here in the States, or are you back over in home?
No, I'm back home now. I got home on Tuesday, so yeah, I'm back in Bridgewater in Somerset, which is where I live.
Okay. So for you, then it's probably what, 1 or 2 in the morning?
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. But what I've done, Bob, is because basically I'm trying to get my body clock in tune with the United States so that I can actually jump on these lives after midnight. So I am basically switching my body clock to Eastern Standard Time. So my day is now 09:30 my time to 0300 my time. So that's why I'm able to jump onto these things. Here I am to help you out.
All right. Well, very nice. It's very nice to talk to you face to face. I know I've seen you on the your Sunday school live program, and you were also in the Kiltus coaching program with me too.
That's
And
correct. That's right. Yeah, it's great fun.
Yep. So we've been talking a lot in our little group there. Yeah. And so if anybody doesn't know George Goodenough, you host or co-host the Sunday School Live?
I co-host with John Laspina, and we also have Stephanie Taylor from the group on as well. She is the secretary. She deals with all the chat and all the questions, that sort of thing.
Right. And is that broadcast on all 3 of your channels?
3, yeah. So we have it. I am George Goodenough 823. We have John Laspina, who is a carnivore teacher, and Stephanie, who is Happy Sexy Health. Yes, all 3 channels.
Okay, so go support those 3 channels and support that program on Sundays. It's 1 p.m. Eastern time. So it's 1 p.m. my time, you know, so that's Eastern time. Yeah. And I'm going to eventually pop over there and join you guys on one of these Sundays. I usually do something on Sunday afternoons, so I just have to rearrange my schedule so I can make room for it. So, but I look forward to that too. So yes, support Stephanie, support John Laspina, and support George Goodenough here on their channels as well. All right. So for us, over here, it's Labor Day. Labor Day is just it's not really a national holiday. It's not a religious holiday. It's a holiday. I mean, it's gained national recognition, but it's just started with the labor unions, and it was just a day that became set aside to celebrate, the American worker. Canada, I think, celebrates Labor Day on the same day. And then other countries have an International Workers' Day is kind of similar that they celebrate on May 1st. So
Yeah.
nothing nothing really is being commemorated. Most of what people do here in the United States is just, since everybody has off, they tend to get together with family and cook out because the weather's still good, and it kind of unofficially marks the end of summer.
Yeah.
My family doesn't really do that. We're a little dysfunctional. So me and my wife, we went to the Canfield Fair. I might share some pictures of those later. And, we got to looked at all the animals, the cows and the llamas and the poultry and the rabbits and stuff like that. And we got to feed butterflies. I actually have a picture where I have a butterfly on each finger.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. I'll share that in a moment. All right. Let's see here. Well, would you like to share what you've done today? If not, I'm going to go over to the chat and say hello to some friends here.
Yeah, absolutely. I can share what I've done today. Myself and our classmate Alia English, we did a live today. She has a Monday morning meetup at 0900 EST. We featured my wife Lainey, who is a cancer sufferer, and she told her story for the first ever time. I've done my Facebook post today because I'm telling the story of Wyoming in photographs and a sort of magazine article on Facebook. And I'm also starting to arrange next year's Great British Meetup on June the 13th. So I had a bit of a committee meeting with my colleague Carl Day and also Lauren Tucker, who is one of the English stars of Healing Humanity. And she is also on the committee as well. So we're very excited about that. We did our first Great British Meetup in August of this year, and we're looking forward to doing the next one. So yeah, it's a very busy time in my life at the moment, Bob, to say the very least.
And this is the Aaliyah that's in our group who's very young, right?
This is Alia. Yes, she's 16
Okay.
years old from South Carolina. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's a fabulous YouTuber already. It's great
yes,
that we got such a young person.
And I believe
doing a really good job.
Recently published a book. Is that her? Am I thinking of the same young girl?
Yeah, absolutely. Ellie English, and she published the Carnivore Diet for Teenagers.
Right. All right. So there's another young individual. She's in the coaching class. She has a YouTube channel, and she's published a book that I highly recommend that you go and support her as well too. I'll have to punch up her YouTube channel so I can post a link. I think I'm the only one that's allowed to post links technically. So I'll have to look that up later. Let's take a moment to say hi to Kelly, the broken carnivore. Can you hear us, Kelly? He seems to be focused right now on something. So I'm gonna go over here and say hi to some individuals in the chat. Paul Savatera says, I'm guessing that's why and what is this? And so this is just a round table like you see going on right now. More people join. And most of the people who join here are doing a carnivore diet or a carnivore-centric diet. And we talk about our experiences, how we've benefited from it. And then if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat and we'll be happy to answer them as well. So that's what you've stumbled onto. If that was the, who and what is this? I'm sorry, I just saw your next comment. Who and what is this? Okay, so my name is Bob Angle, and this is my channel, Carnivore Talk. I've been doing carnivore for 2.5 years, and I have stage 4 chronic kidney disease. So that's what's going on there. All right. I hear somebody's giving me an echo.
I hear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think it's George.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
can
it
hear
might be
an
me
echo.
because I'm getting an echo as well. So I'm gonna jump off the live because you've got two other guests now, Bob. It's been nice talking to you, but it is me, I think, giving the echo. So I'm gonna bail.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining. Again, it was a pleasure, and you feel free to join again if you like.
I will do once I
Anytime.
get the echo sorted out.
Okay.
I will be in chat.
All righty. Take care.
Yeah, it was George.
Okay. Yeah. The echo went away immediately. So, all right. And there's
What-
Target Prime Rib says hello.
What's
And
going on,
Main Runner.
guys?
And how you doing, Papa Carnivore?
Really good.
And
Kelly,
there.
you're off camera slightly. You're oh, there you go.
There.
Now you're
There we go.
Oh, there you are.
I can change the view too, so we're looking.
Yeah, that's
so we're
better.
more full screen. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So how are you, the two of you, doing?
Doing great.
I'm doing good. Doing good. Off call, vacation the rest of this week. Of course, doing stuff here at the property that need to be done from the last couple of years of dealing with chronic inflammation.
All right. Speaking of vacation, I leave next week. I'm on vacation. I'm going to be in South Carolina,
Oh,
and so that means two things. One, if anybody's in South Carolina, I'm going to be going to Myrtle Beach, and wants to try and arrange a hello in person. I'm always game for that. Number two is there's no way my wife will be happy with me if I try and host this show next Monday night because we're on vacation.
yeah, I wouldn't do that. Just take a week off.
Yeah, so I won't be here next Monday. I might talk to Jeff and see if he wants to still go live and run it from his phone. I don't know how easy it is to run this from a phone though. So odds are we're probably going to, it's probably going to be no Monday night Carnivore Talk next week, just because we will be on vacation, which will be the first one I've missed. Man, it'll be the first one I've missed since last October. So I mean, I've gone 11 months straight every Monday night.
Where's Jeff?
I'm not sure where he is tonight. I know he's been in the process of packing and moving. Yeah, so he may be busy with that, and then today being a holiday, he may have been preoccupied with family matters as well too. So
Right.
yeah, so I wasn't exactly sure what to predict for tonight. So
Bob, when you came on and you said, "I'm what'd you say, stage 4 kidney failure?"
Yes, that's correct.
So I'm just waiting for you to say I'm in stage 3.
That would be nice. So it's been a long journey. If you follow my videos, was making small improvements, and then I had a pharmaceutical issue when the doctor prescribed me something for something else, and it kind of
you said it will never get better, but you never know. I mean, it's never been tried, that particular drug, where somebody is doing carnivore after taking that drug.
Right. So I don't know if I'll never get better.
Right.
I just know that there's been no miracles yet. I showed little micro improvements, no miracles, but kidneys are known to either not heal or heal slow. And
right.
I've heard people that eat a whole foods diet or a carnivore diet have successfully reversed it a stage or maybe 2 stages. So if it takes time, that's fine. As long as I maintain my current kidney function, I'm a happy man because I feel great and I'm not on dialysis. So.
And what was the name of that special test we were talking about? Not the EGFR, the other one.
So it's probably a cystatin C.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, and they can use a cystatin C to calculate an EGFR. So, and
but what was your last cystatin C reading?
So let me bring that up real quick. See if I.
I'm just curious where that currently is.
I'm trying to remember the cystatin C. I don't know if I put it. I have an Excel spreadsheet where I keep a list of all my labs here. So here's what I do know is I was EGFR of 18
Yeah.
when I was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, and that's calculated using creatinine.
Right.
It went up to 21, which is good. Higher the
Right.
better.
Right.
And then when I started my carnivore diet, it went down to 15. And then when I was on that fenofibrate, it dropped down to 8.
Wow.
Now my cystatin C was at 23. And as my EGFR with creatinine went down to 15, my cystatin C remained 23.
Oh.
So that was one of the markers I was able to show that I'm not really losing kidney function. The reason the EGFR with creatinine was going down was because when you eat protein, that creates creatinine as a waste product. And since I don't filter it efficiently, it builds up in my blood. It's harmless.
Right.
But it skews that marker, whereas the statin C isn't skewed.
That's why the better marker is the cystatin C
Right.
test. That's the one that, from what I'm hearing anyway, for carnivores, they should really be paying more attention to.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so since I got off the fenofibrate, my EGFR calculated with creatinine has rebounded up to a 13.
Right.
And my cystatin C, which went from 23 down to 17, has rebounded up to 24.
Wow. Okay. So that's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
So now, is there and I'm just curious about this because it fascinates me. Is there a number on the cystatin C test at which you graduate from a level 4 to a level 3? Is there a number? There's got to be.
Yeah.
So
the
get
EGFR
35 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think stage 5 is under 20.
Okay.
So if you go with the creatinine, I'm stage 5. If you go with the statin C, I'm stage 4. My nephrologist considers me stage 4.
Okay, right. So let's just stick to the cystatin C because the creatinine, that's not going to work with the amount of meat you're eating.
Sounds good.
So I agree. Did they give you?
So I think
levels?
20 to 40. If I remember right, 20 to 40 is stage 4.
Okay.
Let me just CKD stages. Let me just. And
so to get if I'm hearing you correctly, to get to level 3, you'd have to be a 40 or higher than 40.
I believe so.
That seems like a pretty big jump.
Okay.
Sure?
I'm sorry. It's 30.
30. I was going to say that sounds pretty high. Yeah, I would say 30.
Stage 3B is 30 to 44, and stage 3A is 45 to 59.
Okay.
Then stage 2 is 60 to 89, and then normal is considered 90 and higher. Yeah. So I got to get to EGFR of 30.
Right.
And then I'll be considered stage 3.
But you said you're at now back up to 24 from 23. So you're moving up.
Right. Yep.
You know.
Yeah. So that was a nice surprise.
Yeah, I'm sure level 3B is considerably better than 4.
The higher the better.
Right.
So as long as if I'm staying stable, or improving, I'm a happy man. So,
right.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really good. I'm curious to watch your journey because I'm really interested and fascinated to see if carnivore, having you as almost a guinea pig, because there's so many people who have had, CKD improvements. Now they haven't had that pharmaceutical problem like you have, but I've heard of some people going from level 3 to 2 to 1 to, incredible stories I've heard, but they haven't had the pharmaceutical damage that you had.
Right. Their damage might have been hypertension, diabetes, diet,
Yes.
and they were able to heal rather
but
fast.
I'm still not I'm still not convinced that this pharmaceutical drug has done permanent damage. I think it's possible if you give it enough time that it could reverse. I really do.
Right. So the fenofibrates, half of the studies I read said it could be reversed. The other half was unsure. And then
and none of them but none of those who did any of those tests ever tried doing it with strict carnivore. I mean, none of them.
Correct. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm
or studied
saying-
it for a long period of time, carnivore for a long period of time.
Right. So you're like the only, which is fascinating to me, that you're the only test case probably in the world who's had this phenofibrate drug and then is trying to reverse it on strict carnivore. I don't know of anybody who's doing that.
Right. But the drug that I think torched my kidneys was actually called mesalamine. So I used the phenofibrate was recent. I lost a lot of weight really fast and my trigs went up into the stratosphere.
Right.
And that's because of the kidney disease.
All right.
And then and it ended up being not a big deal. I should have just never taken that phenofibrate.
Right.
But the reason I have kidney disease, I think to begin with, I have a couple prevailing theories, but the one that I can kind of back up scientifically is I had ulcerative colitis since 2008 to 2019, and nobody ever checked my blood labs, but I was prescribed mesalamine, and I was told it wasn't diet related. It was just autoimmune. There's no known cure. You just have to manage it with these pills. So I took those pills for over a decade. Well, now if you get on PubMed and look up mesalamine, you'll find studies that say that mesalamine is known to cause irreversible kidney damage. So,
but again, I'm going to go back to that's never been tested on a pure carnivore diet. And
that was maybe tested over whatever span of study, has been short, no matter what diet, no one, what they watch it for 6 months, a year.
And just remember, there's a lot of these studies that say, oh, fatty liver can't even be reversed. I mean, Coach Lisa Pickart's husband had cirrhosis. They told him he was going to die, and he's completely reversed cirrhosis.
Yeah.
Now, I know that livers heal much more quickly and can regenerate and regrow. So I know that the kidney is not the same organ, but I just think, I guess I'm an eternal optimist. I don't know. I just think, you know what? If you stay strict, clean, like super clean, like you're obviously going to have to be like ridiculously clean, to for your best chance of reversing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So modern medicine says that that protein is bad for kidneys, especially if you have chronic kidney disease, that you should limit your protein, especially animal protein. So that's where I'm using myself as a guinea pig, because I don't believe that's true. I've found studies that show that protein consumption does not harm kidneys, but then the studies were still cautious about those with chronic kidney disease.
Well, let me ask you a question.
So I'm using myself as a guinea pig because I believe that it doesn't matter. I don't think animal protein affects it at all.
If you keep going down, if people went and used that level of logic, that line of logic, that protein, or let's just say meat, because protein, let's just say animal protein. Let's not split hairs. That animal protein is bad for kidneys, causes chronic kidney disease, bad for chronic kidney disease, whatever. We would be extinct as a species, because there's no study that's ever shown, ever definitively, by random controlled study, that eating a carnivore or meat diet that is bad for your kidneys. It's just not true. There's plenty of people who are doing long-term. Look at Rick the Duck Man, for example, who's watching tonight. I mean, if that was true, Rick would be dead. He'd have massive chronic kidney disease. His kidneys would have shut down. He'd have heart disease and cancer. He'd be dead. It's just not true. So that's why I don't think that a chronic kidney patient having lots of protein or meat is going to be, how could that possibly be bad for you?
I don't think it is. But I think I understand why they come to that conclusion. And that's because when you eat meat, your creatinine goes up. And so they automatically think, oh my gosh, look, the creatinine goes up. Therefore, the EGFR calculation goes down. Oh my God, meat is bad. And then if you stop eating the meat and start eating a vegetarian diet, the creatinine goes down and the EGFR goes up, and they go, oh, look, vegetables are good for your kidneys.
So
they're just looking at it too simply.
So they're saying that everything revolves around this stupid EGFR test. That even someone who does who has, it's like what they were, I don't know. Did you watch Kilt show this, the Kilt show with Mitch?
His Zoom call?
Yeah.
Just a couple hours ago?
Yeah,
Yes.
remember where they were saying that Dr. Kiltz flat out said, these tests are all bullshit. They're all garbage.
Mhm.
And that's what this is too, this EGFR. So what? You like, look what's happened to you. Your creatinine went up, right? Your creatinine went up, which
Correct.
caused your EGFR to go down, meaning it made it look like you were in bad shape. But then you look at your C-cystatin, went up, right? Which is
right. It still shows I'm in bad shape, but it
but
doesn't look as
improved.
bad as the creatinine.
But it went up. It went in a positive direction. Correct?
Yes.
So here's one test that said, oh, Bob's doing better. Bob's kidneys are doing better. Now you have another test that says, oh, Bob's doing worse because his GFR went down because the creatinine went up. You see what I'm saying? See,
I do. Yes.
You know, it's like we're basing everything on tests instead of how are we feeling, right? How are we feeling?
And that's why I'm not on dialysis, you know, because like according to the numbers, I qualify for the transplant list and I should be on dialysis. And last November, I should have been probably dead based on that EGFR with creatinine. And but I still feel great. And my nephrologist says, as long as you feel great, there's no need for dialysis, you know?
Right.
And my primary care physician, he says, I don't understand you because I got people that come in here that have better numbers at you than you do. And they're like, oh, I got this fatigue. I had to quit my job. I can't do anything anymore. And then I come in there and I'm like, yeah, I feel great. And I got the worst numbers he's ever seen in his career. So, you know, it does. Those tests don't mean anything. Take it with a grain of salt. That's what I try and say is, you know, creatinine in a case like ours is not a reliable metric. It's also not a reliable metric for bodybuilders who take a lot of protein and creatinine, and because the more you tear those muscles, the more creatinine you produce. And so you'll have these bodybuilders that'll go to the doctor and get blood labs, and the doctor will be like, oh my God, you have chronic kidney disease. And the bodybuilder will be like heartbroken. And then, you know, later they find out they never had chronic kidney disease. It's just that they were taking creatine, protein supplements, and pumping iron like mad, and that made their creatinine go up.
You know what it's like? It's just like the same thing where in an ordinary person who's eating the SAD diet or vegan, vegetarian, if they had a 500 LDL, okay, there would be people panicking, throwing statins at them. But when you have a carnivore who might be at 400, 500 LDL, and they're healthy as a horse. Like, look at Mitch. He's 400, 500. I forget who it was saying this in one of the chats, 511 LDL. I'm not sure who it was. And she feels great. She's fine. She's absolutely, her triglycerides were like 50 or 60, which is insanely low. Her HDL was high. Her A1C is perfect. I mean, her blood pressure's good. Sugar's good, A1C, everything. So who cares if, I mean, I can tell you the only thing that my doctor can pick at when I go, you know, and I'm over in 950 days carnivore at this point. I'm 50 days from 1,000 days, you know, I'm 2.5 years carnivore, something like that. February will be 3 years. And guess what? All my trigs are 60. My HDL's like 65, so they're very high. My A1C is 5.2. You know, you're talking to a full-blown diabetic. I was full-blown diabetic. They were going to put me on insulin. You know, I was on 3 high blood pressure medicines. Now my blood pressure, I'm off all 3 of them. And I don't know, 120/75, you know. But, you know, the only thing he can point to, my doctor, he doesn't say anything nice. He's like, oh, you're doing pretty good, but your cholesterol, you know, they want to immediately go to my LDL, you know, they want to go to the LDL, you know, because that's the only thing he can get me on. Do you know what I mean? So I can't argue with him because he's such a know-it-all. I just take the statin prescription, the paper, and I just nod my head and I'm okay, you're right. I just, whatever. I take the paper, and on the way out of the doctor's office, there's a trash can. I throw the little statin RX right in the trash can. Boop, boop. And that's it.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, I guess, is what I'm saying is that for a carnivore, a very high LDL, given all the other metabolic data that's good, it doesn't matter so much. But somebody who's, not doing what we're doing and is eating a sad diet, vegan, vegetarian, yeah, they've got a 500 LDL. I think we all would agree. But the problem that there's a problem, but you would also see probably high triglycerides, low HDL. You probably see an elevated blood sugar or A1C. You would probably see high blood pressure or other, you'd see other markers. So that's why I think for you with the kidney thing, you can't rely on anything with creatinine in there. Any test EGFR at all, you got to just go with that C-cystatin test. And that's going to be your Bible for your recovery, I think.
Yeah, there's that. And then I can also do 24-hour urine collection and test the protein and creatinine and that can give me a calculation also. So there's different metrics I observe, if my hematocrit and hemoglobin start dropping, I mean, that would mean that my kidneys aren't producing enough erythropoietin to make my bone marrow produce red blood cells. So, but if those markers are fine and they're not going down, then I'm okay. So, I mean, there's a whole host of markers I can keep my eye on that will tell me whether my kidneys, how my kidneys are faring other than just creatinine,
Oh, that's good. I didn't know you had other ways to look at it.
Yeah. But cystatin C versus creatinine, yeah, it's definitely, very few people, usually cystatin C gives a better result. Cystatin C can be skewed by certain medications and whatnot.
Let me ask you a question. How long was it since you stopped taking that triglyceride? What was the triglyceride medicine?
It was called phenofibrate, and I stopped taking it at the end of November. I took it from November to November before I figured out that's what was killing me.
Okay. Yeah. And so you're not even a year from the cessation of that drug.
Correct. Within the first 3 months, I had bounced back to a EGFR of 13, and 3 months later, it didn't change. My phosphorus runs a little high now because of I've had more damage, and but when I was on it, I didn't think anything. I lost all that weight and I did so good on carnivore until November.
Yeah.
23. I lost my 50 pounds, and then my triglycerides went up to almost 3,000. So I purposely stopped my weight loss because I was freaking out. They always tell you that, trig to HDL ratio needs to be 2 to 1 or less. That's a better indicator of risk for heart disease. And I'm like, mine is 500 to 1. And so I panicked. My PCP panicked. He put me on the phenofibrate, which I was willing to take because I was in a state of panic. But then throughout 2024, I was having major issues with muscle twitches and cramps. And before bed, I would drink salt water, take electrolytes, and go to bed, because if I didn't, I'd wake up 3, 4, 5 times a night with cramps in my feet, my calves. The worst one is from your knee to your inner crotch. That is the worst cramp ever. And those would last for 10 minutes, and I would just be writhing in pain. And I thought it was my kidney. I got kidney issues and I don't balance electrolytes. I thought that was it until I tested and realized that my EGFR dropped so bad.
Yeah.
And then my nephrologist is like, what changed? And I'm like, I can't think of anything that changed. And then it dawned on me, wait a minute, I got this new prescription drug. And so I went to PubMed and started doing research on it. And sure enough, found all these studies that said, you do not give this drug to someone in late stage renal disease. And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And I stopped taking it. And I went on my next PCP visit, I let him know how disappointed I was. So I still see him though. I like the guy, but he listens now. He doesn't argue with me, and he's very mindful about anything that he prescribes me. I had a bacterial skin infection the other week, and we had to go through, all the available antibiotics and find ones that were not nephrotoxic, because I'm high risk, so.
I wonder if there's anyone else in the chat. Ask a question or let us know in the chat if there's anybody there that either they themselves have kidney function issues, CKD, whatever, or if they know somebody, a family member, maybe a loved one, a coworker, a friend who maybe is suffering with this, because I really think carnivore can help them.
Yeah, it'd be good to know. I'm gonna keep my eye. I got two chat one. I got the one here for StreamYard, and I got another one open. I'm trying to glance at, see if I catch any questions, because I have a tendency to get far behind.
I can't see the chat.
Yeah,
And those people that have kidney failure, they're the ones that are the first ones to say, no, I can't eat meat. I can't, my kidneys.
They think that,
Lewis,
and it will help them.
It's because their doctors and specialists are telling them that. It's the same people.
Not even doctors and specialists, their neighbors and random people on the street would say the same thing.
Well, probably both. But you know what, Lewis? It's the same people, doctors, that go, oh, you have gout? Oh, you can't eat any red meat, because that's going to cause your purines and your whatever acid to go, uric acid, whatever. And you know what? I had gout so bad. I had attacks like constantly. I don't know. Have any of you had gout ever?
I never had gout. Never.
Maybe.
I had severe plantar fasciitis, but I never had gout.
Well, I had that too. I had the plantar fasciitis, and I think it's related. I really do, because a lot of the people that have gout also have plantar fasciitis, a lot of them, and I had both. But I have not had one in 2.5 years now. I have not had one gout attack. Now, I did have something resembling what I thought was a gout attack, but it turns out I think it was oxalate dumping. This was very early on, like within the first, 3-4 months. And I think it was, the crystals, you know what I mean, in my joints of my toe, because I do not believe that was a gout attack. It wasn't nearly as bad. You know what I mean? It was just similar, but I have not had any, and I'm eating nothing but, for the most part, nothing but meat, which is what they tell you don't have for gout. And I think it's the same thing with chronic kidney disease. They scare the crap out of people that, oh, you can't have red meat anymore. If you have chronic kidney disease, you need to be on a plant-based diet, which is the worst thing you could do.
They say that for everything.
Pete, I've experienced what you have experienced too, that feeling like there's crystals and I just assume it's oxalates. And sometimes it'll last for 3 or 4 days and I'll be almost limping.
Yeah.
And then it just goes away like magic.
I can tell you this, if I have
and I'm
something.
almost 3 years carnivore.
Yeah. I mean, I've had where like, if I have like go off plan a little bit, and like I used to have this girlfriend, I'm no longer with her, but we'd go there and I would have something off plan, like sweets or whatever. And I would have like pain in my shoulder. I have a old shoulder injury from years ago when I was young, and it would come back. That pain would come back, that shoulder pain. And I would, and even maybe knee pain and my arthritis and my knees would come back. And I think it's the sugar and seed oils. You know what I mean? It's just all that garbage. And as soon as I get rid of all that pain goes away,
Yeah, that's the first thing you always read for, seems like any condition. They're like, oh, you should get rid of the meat.
Yeah.
Watch out for the meat. Watch out for the saturated fat. And that's like all I eat.
I'm sorry. This is what I agree with Peter with kidney disease. I never dealt with any of that. And a lot of these tests and these studies they do, I think a lot of it's just bogus, and they just want to do what they want to hear or want the society to hear. Because if meat was bad for us, humanity would have been done right at the beginning of time. We wouldn't even have a flood. If meat was so bad, we wouldn't be eating it. And if meat was bad, God would already have us on plants. So, I mean,
right.
We've been eating meat since the beginning of time. Why all of a sudden now that meat is horrible for, especially red meat, which is the most nutrients dense meat we had, because, even beginning of time, most of the livestock through time was red meat. You had lamb, sheep, goat, deer, beef, all that's classified as red meat. And if red meat is so bad and so pro-inflammatory, why me that has a bad hip that does have a limp, how would I perform if I had that red meat? I do great on it. And if I didn't have it and I was on the standard diet, I wouldn't be able to help paint the whole church, our new church building on Saturday. I would be halfway sitting down, wouldn't be able to get up after 2 hours being so much pain. And I went through, I think I started at 8 a.m. and we got done around 6 p.m. that night. I wouldn't be able to stand.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to walk out the building.
Right. You get that carnivore energy where you can just keep going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny, and you don't wear out. You can finish your task at hand and not go home and be aching.
Yeah, now I had to go. I had to come back home to get a paint liner to switch out to do the primer, but I also had to switch out shoes. I had bare feet shoes on, and fortunately, I have a high arch on the right foot, a flat arch on the left foot, and it kind of gave me more of an imbalance. My back got a little stiff, so as soon as I switched the shoes, that actually got better. So. But other than that, yeah, with that carnivore energy, I wouldn't be able to do what I do now. Put in 12, 13, 14,000 steps a day.
I can remember when I ate the SAD diet, I would, go to work, and then probably right after lunch, I was done. Like for some reason, I'd break for lunch, and then after lunch, I just did not feel like working anymore. And I just kind of dragged my feet for a little bit till I decided I'm going to go home. I'm self-employed, so I could do that. And now I can just keep going and going. I can go right through lunch and keep going and have all the energy I need. And I don't deal with the aches and pains or anything like that anymore. And we were talking about the SAD diet. So like some of these markers, like creatinine, okay, like so it is useful in that it can help determine how your kidneys are functioning. So if you're eating a SAD diet and that creatinine is going up and that EGFR is going down, sure, that could be a sign of problems. If you're not lifting weights and if you're not eating carnivore. And then, but my point in some of my videos and in my experience, the message I try and get out there is like, if you are already have kidney damage and you see that creatinine going down, I don't think you need to be afraid that you're causing more kidney damage. I don't think that's the case.
Right.
To prove it, I'm doing my own N=1 experiment and sharing the results with the world, and but a lot of people get afraid of eating meat. I jump on the kidney disease subreddit often and talk to people in there, and half of them think I'm nuts because I'm just like, yeah, I'm a stage 4 on a carnivore diet. And they're like, what? Because they're all told, go vegetarian or only eat plant-based protein, avoid red meat. And I try and say like, that's like all I eat. And I've had these markers improve. Fortunately, I haven't been banned. They let me post those things, but I also word it carefully. They make it very clear that I know what I'm talking about. But most people, they don't want to listen. They're just like, well, no, because they get on the internet and they search, what a renal diet. What is a renal diet? And it'll be grains, plants, and beans, and then these people are like, I'm eating a renal diet, but my kidneys keep getting worse. And I'm like, well, I'm not eating a renal diet. I'm eating a carnivore diet, and my kidney function has stabilized and has actually shown little improvements, So a few people ask me questions about it, but again, most people, they just go along with the mainstream. And I mean, all I can do is try and keep putting the message out there. Same thing with carnivore. We all have friends and family that suffer from diabetes and hypertension and various other diseases, aches, pains, arthritises, and we're like, if you eat carnivore, a lot of those symptoms would either improve or completely disappear. And they're like, They don't want to hear it. So
The only person that's listened to me to any extent in all the times I've pitched it or tried to help, only one person, and it took 2 years, was my mom. She's kind of doing low carb. I would call it loosely low carb. And, sometimes I'll catch her cheating, eating some bread or a bagel or something or crackers. But for the most part, she's really trying, you know what I mean? And she's her doctor cut her. She's a 25-year insulin dependent diabetic on tons of insulin. And her doctor has already in just a few months cut her insulin in half. She's off 2 of her 3 blood pressure medicines. She lost 25 pounds. She has 2 metal knees, but she has a lot of knee pain still, and that's been getting better. And then just recently, like a week ago, I got her to finally stop taking her statin, and she's having less brain fog, because that really gives you brain fog, and even less muscle and joint pain. Because you know how those statins, I don't know if any of you have ever taken a statin. I took one for 2 weeks, and I thought I was going to die. My muscles, my joints were just horrifically painful, and I had brain fog. I just felt terrible. So my mom, she finally got off the statin. So she's the only person that's at all to any extent listened to a word I've said. And I must have talked to over 100 people, and they'll, oh yeah, well, okay, yeah, whatever, you know what I mean? Or they'll say I'm nuts, whatever, it's a varying degrees. But even the people who are kind of like, oh wow, that's interesting, oh, I'll look into that, oh, I'll look up Dr. Berry, none of them, they never, I don't know. So I don't know, it's it's discouraging.
Yeah, I do my best whenever I talk to someone. I mean, I should start by saying my success rate is Lewis 0.
Well,
on convincing anyone. But I always try to find a good video to share with them that's not crazy, know. Dr. Hampton's videos are really good. They're short. He's very intelligent. Not that the other doctors aren't, but like, you know what I mean? The way he just like comes off.
And I don't know, maybe I'm going too far to the carnivore right away. And maybe because I started keto, and I know I think I never would have, me personally, I never would have done oh, I'm going to eat all meat. I would have thought you were crazy. This is back 2.5 years ago, Lewis. I barely could just wrap my brain around keto, and I started like dirty keto treats and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept watching Dr. Berry because he was the guy that talked about keto. That's like the video Reverse Diabetes, which is the one me and Carrie Mann both saw. It was the same first video for both of us. But he was talking keto. I mean, he wasn't talking carnivore in that video. He was talking about keto. And I after watching more Dr. Berry videos where he talked about, oh, keto is meat and veg, and half your plate meat and the other half veg, and no keto treats. And he started saying, I was like, what? I thought that was okay. So I eliminated the keto cookies and treats and all this stuff. And then I went clean keto. But then I kept watching him, and he started talking about ketovore and carnivore. And so I kind of moved towards ketovore. And then eventually now carnivore. But I think maybe what we got to do is just talk about meat and veg, meat and, keto, go there.
I mean, all keto is carnivore with the side salad. That's all it really is.
Right. Yeah. I think if we can just get people,
you're right there.
If we can just get people to get off the bread, pasta, the processed food, sugar, straight up sugar, all the extra massive amounts of fruit, maybe just a few berries, because that's what I did, just a little berries and, basically keto, you know what I mean? And then slowly over time, if you want to take out the berries, you want to take out the low carb veg, whatever, to some degree, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. That's why I always tell people that listen to this program on Monday nights, and if they want to jump on, it's okay if you're keto, it's okay if you're carnivore,
right?
It's okay if you're ketovore. I'm okay if you're animal based, and I don't care if you eat fruit and honey. I actually don't care if you're vegetarian, because at least you're thinking about your diet, And but I do believe that like your focus should start with single ingredient whole foods in any form. So just if you stay away from the man-made
Crap.
junk,
Yeah.
you're gonna improve probably tenfold.
And also avoiding anything processed is going to have seed oils. That's a fact. Just about all this stuff is made with highly refined grains, sugar, and seed oils. It's in every damn thing. But if
it's
they
amazing,
can get off,
it's amazing what has seed oils in it. Dry items have seed oils in it.
I got news for you. I saw
everywhere.
some trail mix.
I know.
And it had seed oil, lots of seed oils, because the seed oils were from the nuts. The nuts are cooked in these seed oils. And then they have like dried mangoes or craisins or whatever. And that stuff's got seed oil. It's all got seed oils in it.
Yeah, the invasion of the seed oils is pretty crazy. It is.
So I call that diesel fuel.
Diesel fuel. So we have a troll. So I now Orlando Steve, I doubt you're still here because I just hit all your messages because we don't need to listen to you. But he made this funny comment. It's Dad Bod Talk Live tonight.
What does it even mean?
Wait a minute. Who am I?
Aaron's here.
Hey, Aaron.
So,
Aaron.
I just wanted to get a total. All right.
So
First of all, I have no
talking
children.
about diet.
How many? I've lost 57 pounds. How much weight have you all lost? Let's add it up.
101.
100 pounds.
I'm about 70.
Let's say 100. I've heard 70 from Broken Carnivore. Aaron, you lose any weight?
No, I gained 8 pounds.
Okay, so we're
Yeah,
Over
but Aaron,
3 years, the same 8 pounds.
Yeah, but you look great, Aaron.
Thank you.
So we were at 328, and we'll take off 8 for Aaron. So among
Damn it, Aaron.
among the dad
Sorry,
bods,
Lewis.
among the dad bods on the screen.
I'd love to lose those 8, but I wouldn't trade the way I feel for those 8 pounds.
That's it.
Yeah.
So the dad bods
I
on the
paddleboarded
screen.
for 2 hours today and 2 hours yesterday.
So the dad bods.
Remember, nothing looks as good as healthy feels.
Exactly.
Cumulatively, the dad bods on the screen have cumulatively lost 328 pounds.
Well, let me just explain.
You should see the chat. There's a lot of people in the chat that lost a lot more.
That's just who's on screen.
Well, I'll tell you this:
52 people in the chat, and the majority of them have lost tons of weight on a carnivore diet.
Well, let me take it up a notch. This dad is actually a granddad, okay, who's 63 and weighs the same amount at age 63 as I did when I was 19 years old. I went from a size 44 pants to a 34. Okay. I mean, guess what? If you want to call that a granddad bod or a dad bod, I'll take it because it's the same bod I've had since when I was 19.
Right. I'll take this bod where I have right now because I'm at a 38-40 base. I started at 44, 46, and it depends on the brand of your jeans.
Yeah.
And I feel great. My body has it right now. I still feel there's a lot of healing going on. And, my body's taking time because of all that weight. And, 70 pounds from over a year ago, this is the first time I ever kept the weight off. Even when I did keto, I lost 80 some pounds, but it crept back up over time. And then that's when I also discovered when I went dirty keto within that's what the keto treats and stuff that really crept up. So I'll take this. If I don't lose any more and I stay between 265 to 275, I'll take it because that's where I was when I was in high school.
Yep, there you go.
So you take our comments.
One of the things I've noticed with my husband, who's lost quite a bit of weight and is down to the size he was when I fell in love with him 44 years ago, is that he still has some of the big clothing, especially t-shirts, because he just, didn't want to bother to get rid of them. So today we're out paddleboarding and he looked like he had a muumuu on.
Yeah. Yeah, wearing a curtain. Right.
Yeah. It was
how much has he lost?
I think 30 pounds, but he's down to a 32 waist.
Wow.
6 feet tall.
Nice.
Wow.
And 68 years old.
I just saw I just saw that comment that Bob just popped up. Fat makes you fat.
Yeah.
Well, if fat makes
So-
you fat, I
So-
should have gained a ton of weight from eating that picanha last night.
You know, can I
So
gotta tell you,
basically, this statement here, "fat makes you fat," we've
Yeah.
all just proved that is utter BS because we've actually lost fat by eating fat.
let me tell you,
Mhm.
I will tell you, I do extremely high fat carnivore, probably higher than you guys do. I'll wager to say. I'll
Yeah.
bet you I do 80%, and I'm not joking around. I'll bet you I'm 80% fat. I have to keep my fat high for a couple of reasons. First of all, you know, I think you guys know I used to suffer from bipolar depression, chronic anxiety disorder, and ADHD. And as you all know from the book Dr. Georgia Ede, you know
Mhm.
the book I'm talking about?
Yep.
What's it called?
Change your diet, change your mind.
Right. And Brain Energy
Chocolate.
by
That one's
Dr. Christopher Palmer.
Chris
Palmer.
Yeah.
Here's Palmer.
So
yeah.
those two people are
Brain
Harvard
Energy.
trained. They're both Harvard trained psychiatrists who are both carnivores, right? Or ketovores, whatever. And what do they say? That it's the high fat from the carnivore or, you know, or keto, but the high fat is what heals the brain. So for that reason, I do it, right? So I think you guys all know I do my, what I call fatty coffee deluxe, which is coffee. I do 1 cup. It's a big cup. It's like a Yeti, you know, those Yeti coffee cups. It's pretty big though. That sucker's big. But I put in a lot of grass-fed. Basically, it's Kerrygold, but from Aldi. Put a bunch of that butter in there. Put some bacon grease. I put some cream, heavy cream, and just a little splash of vanilla, just to give it a little flavor. And I whip it up with an immersion blender I stick in there. And let me tell you, that's like my brain. That keeps me. It starts me out with lots of fat for the morning, and then, you know, if I have bacon and eggs with, you know, a lot of fat, I cook the eggs in the leftover bacon grease. I let it soak up, and then I'll have some fatty meat of some sort for dinner. You know what I mean? And I'll eat cold butter chunks with my meat. So think about how much fat that is, guys. That's my normal day. That's like 80% fat right there. But so to say that fat makes you fat, then how did I lose 101 pounds by eating 80% fat? Now, when I was eating no fat, like low fat, like all you guys, right? Didn't we all try that? The low fat animal.
Oh yeah.
You know, what does Dr. Kilt say? Low fat. What does he say? Low fat plant-based diet is deadly. I think he always says that. Well, that's what we were all doing, right? Isn't that what the SAD diet is? Essentially, there's very little fat, right? And there's lots of, well, there's just nothing good in that. And it killed us. It killed my brain because there was no fat. It was just rotting out my brain. That's what was causing all the mental issues. The minute I started the high fat really was keto, clean keto is when I started getting the healing. And then when I switched to carnivore, it just got even better. So no, I think it's the high fat that heals. And even if you gain 8 pounds, Aaron? So
Actually,
what?
you know, it's funny. I gained 8 pounds.
Yeah.
But what do they say? Muscle weighs 2/3 more than fat.
Correct.
I had been extremely ill for 2 to 3 years in and out of the hospital with infections.
Yeah.
And I lost a lot of muscle mass.
So all you probably did was your body's probably is better because you've got more muscle. Your body has recomposed into a better shape, I bet. And I bet
My clothes fit looser with
Yeah.
the 8
I was
pounds.
going to ask about your clothes. Yeah.
yeah, so you
clothes fit
gain
looser with the 8
weight and your
pounds.
clothes
No,
fit
you
better.
lost fat. You lost fat, and you gained muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plus, you're probably
Yeah.
less puffy because less inflammation.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, you especially see it in the before and after face pictures.
Yeah.
Even going back like last year when I was 2 years carnivore and the difference this year at almost 3 years carnivore.
If you saw my before picture, my face was like a pumpkin. It was big and round and inflamed.
You got to show you mine. Let me find. I'm going to find it. I'll share my
I can't
screen.
wait to
Give
see
me,
it, Louis.
give me a minute.
Louis, I don't think I've ever seen your before pictures.
Oh,
I got to see it.
So our clown here says, "Bring on Cole from the snake diet to debate."
Actually, this guy's actually pretty good. I wouldn't block this guy. I kind of like his comments. Don't you like him, Lewis? It gives us a lot of what do you call it? Content. He's giving us content.
Right. Yeah.
We got to keep him around. Unblock him. Unblock
I've
him.
eaten snake.
Let me see here. All right.
Have you ever watched those shows? Like
Okay, I unhit him in case he comes back. So anyway, none of us want to listen to Cole scream because all he does is yell. If you ever watch any of his videos,
yeah.
But here's the other thing: there's nothing to debate. Okay, like none of us here are going to deny that the sugar diet works. You know, there's actually a scientific reason why it works, and you can do the same. And it's the eating nothing but carbohydrates in the absence of protein. You can do the exact same thing eating nothing but fat in the absence of protein, and you'll trigger the same FGS21 and you'll lose weight just as rapid. So
I did that a couple weeks ago just like Dr. Sean Baker did. He did the fat diet version of the sugar diet. I think I went from 273 to 267, and he lost, I think, 8 or 10 pounds. But of course,
in a matter of like 3 days, you know.
Yeah. And that's the way it is. On my fourth day, I was 267.
Wow.
So,
well, I'll tell you this: you ever see that show Naked and Afraid, where they go out in the middle of nowhere? Well, they catch snakes all the time and they roast them, and they're like going, "Oh, this is the best thing I ever tasted." So I hear snakes actually very tasty.
You know, I haven't watched a lot of Naked and Afraid. I've just seen some clips, but it made me think of me and my wife, we were binge watching Alone last year.
Yeah, I love that
all
show.
the seasons of Alone, and you know what? That was kind of eye opening because those who succeeded because they found meat to eat,
right?
And those who ended up having to call in and give up and get like life flighted out, those were the ones that were, they either couldn't successfully fish, they couldn't successfully hunt, or some of them didn't want to morally, and so they tried to just eat leaves through the whole time, and they couldn't sustain themselves. So
right, because they're gonna die.
Right, and so that was a kind of, if you watch that show with an open mind, it kind of really shows you like, hey, we are meant to eat meat, because drop yourself out in the middle of anywhere, there's no way you can find enough edible plant material to keep yourself alive. So, you have to hunt, you have to fish.
Well, the ancestors of ours going back, they were the most successful hunters, the ones that lived.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Lewis, did you find?
I found, it's like, I don't even know why I went in and looked at these pictures. Like, I guess I photoed to find my face. Oh gosh.
Well, here's a picture. Here's a picture of me. I don't know if people will see it. That was me in April of 2024.
How much did you weigh there?
I was 330 pounds.
Oh,
probably
wow.
almost where I was at my start weight when I started carnivore.
So my highest weight was 310, and I'm right now I'm right around 200, 205.
I went from 232, which I don't think was my highest. That's just the highest number I've seen on a scale when I dared to step on it.
Yeah.
So I went from 232 size 40 down to 175 size 34.
Wow.
Yep. And I've kept it off.
Lewis, what was your highest weight, Lewis?
I want to say, am I muted?
No, what was your highest weight?
Yeah, okay. My 320.
Okay.
And then when I started low carb keto, it was 275 was when I started.
And what are you now?
180, 190 in between.
Wow. God.
That's good. How tall are you?
5'11".
5'11".
Yeah,
okay.
That's because I'm 6'3", so I'm taller than you. So I'm right around 200, 205.
And I'm 5'8". So, and I could stand to resume my weight loss. I could stand to lose another 15 pounds easy, and I probably will. So,
Bob, do you see it in the stage?
Oh, okay. There we go.
So embarrassing.
Oh my God, that's you? That doesn't even look like you. It looks like a different person.
All right, take it away.
Wow.
That was
So
brave,
it was
Louis.
like,
Yeah.
it's
I know. You know, Louis, I would not even look in the mirror at myself when I was that heavy. I could not look I would look away. I couldn't look in a mirror. I would hide in photographs in the very back, or I would refuse to get in the photo. I really hated myself. You know, I mean, I didn't like what I saw. Now I'm like, yeah, I'll go. Oh, you want to take my picture? Yeah, look at this. You know, like, I mean, I'm proud of what I've achieved, I guess. And I'm not embarrassed to show my fatty picture, you know, my before pictures, because people go, what? That can't, like, so for me, I feel like it's, like an affirmation that I did something. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
yeah. No, I agree.
So don't be ashamed of it. You should,
No,
you
I'm
should view that as
not.
a
It's
badge
just
of
all of a
honor.
sudden I was looking through these pictures like, oh God.
I know, but you should look at it as a badge of honor and go, look what I did. Look what I was able to do.
I know.
Now,
I picked a really, really bad picture. Everyone's like, "Who was that?" It wasn't me, but I picked it. It was a really bad one.
Well, that's the goal. You want to pick the worst one you
Yeah.
can find. That's the way to do it.
Now, before I started keto and discovered Dr. Berry 4 years ago,
Yeah.
in 2020, this time about 5 years ago, 2020, I was almost back to my highest weight. I was 384, and probably about 20 years ago, I was about 400 pounds.
Wow.
I wish I had the picture. I wish I had a picture of me. It's over at mom and dad's house, or my mom's house, but I have a picture of me standing. I'm at almost 400 pounds next to my horse, having my oldest daughter. She was a baby at the time, holding her on the horse. And I'm like, wow, I was really fat, but I'm like, I'm happy where I'm at today.
So Kelly, can you imagine had you kept going in the direction you were going when you were 400 pounds? I wonder
You have a white charger on the floor.
I wonder where you would be today.
Oh, I guarantee you, the way the weight was going on fast, I would have been easily 600-700 pounds. I'd be probably where it would be Bill Knott. I'd be crying my, help to my last, like, what can I do here? Yeah. I would have been there.
So you could see yourself gaining another couple hundred pounds from where you were.
Oh yeah, easily.
Wow. Scary, isn't it? Think how scary
it is. Very scary.
Yeah.
I put on weight so fast. I remember years ago in 2009, like I had dieted and lost some weight. I got down to like 190.
Yeah.
Then I went to go see my grandmother in Texas, and she took us out like every day for breakfast and for dinner to a different restaurant, just because that's what she wanted to do. And I was down there for a week. When I got back home, I was 210. I had gained 20 pounds in 1 week because of all that eating. I gain weight so fast when I eat carbs, when I eat off plan.
Yeah.
I can eat like a horse, carnivore, and I don't gain a single pound. So
yeah.
So we have Greg here. He made a comment. His creatinine calculated EGFR at 49, but with cystatin C, it was 83.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's because when you're eating all this meat, that EGFR is just a terrible measurement.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I have the same experience. And that's the scenario that's common among like bodybuilders. If you look it up, that's a common scenario where they hear that they have kidney disease and they get all depressed, and then they find out that it was just because that they work out. The more muscle mass you have, the more creatinine you produce just doing nothing.
So look at that number, 49. That technically would be what? Stage 3 kidney failure, 49 EGFR?
Stage 3A. Yep.
So 3A, and then a cystatin C of 83 is what?
Stage 2.
You see the difference?
Yep. All right. So yeah, we talk about kidneys a lot here, Paul. That's true. That's because I have the kidney disease here.
Well,
And,
it is interesting because I don't know. I've learned so much about it through this channel. It's really amazing.
Then Ya is my rock, has became a member of the channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. That's very kind of you. You get top priority. Anything you want to ask,
Yeah.
we'll dedicate time to it. So we really appreciate it. All right. So EGFR and cystatin C are usually combined for a more accurate assessment. Yes, yeah. For generally speaking, yeah. If you're on a carnivore diet, or if you're that bodybuilder, again,
What's that noise?
that's on Aaron's
That's
side.
me.
Oh.
That's me.
She's winding up
Infusion
the toy.
day.
What is that?
Infusion day.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, not
No,
cool,
I'm a
but
carnivore with a chronic genetic disorder.
Yeah.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. Don't mind us.
Oh, it's nice to hang with you guys on infusion day.
How
yeah.
often do you have to do? How often do you do that? Once a week or
Once
more
a week.
often?
Yeah.
Once a week.
So was that it? Was it that quick?
This'll run for about 40 minutes.
Oh,
It's
that's it?
4.5, 5 hours.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
How is
So,
your
yeah.
genetic? Is your disorder any better on carnivore at all?
Oh, there's so many things that are better on carnivore.
Yeah.
No, my cognition, I had bad PTSD
Oh, wow.
with a lot of flashbacks, a lot of nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
That's non-existent.
Real. Yeah. That's some. See,
Yeah,
that's
that's
that.
completely non-existent.
And you do
Um,
higher fat, right? I assume.
I do higher fat. Yeah, when you were describing the fat you do, Pete, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Higher fat.
Because any type of, and this is what I always coach people. If you've got any kind of mental, like depression, like Lexi has schizophrenia, and she's really put that into pretty much remission. She says 90-95% remission, which if you think about schizophrenia, to do that, that's incredible. That to me is like that's the only other time I heard about this was in Dr. Georgia Eads' book, Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind. She starts the book with a discussion of a particular schizophrenic patient. That's the very first like chapter in her book. And I mean, I like that had me like transfixed. I could not put that book down. That was one of the best books I ever read, for someone like me, because she does talk about the depression, bipolar, these different things. But like for PTSD, this is like a savior.
The PTSD and the anxiety that accompanied it.
Yes,
is all gone.
I had terrible like doom and gloom anxiety, like you wouldn't believe, like incredible. Yeah.
No, I sleep so much better. I have way less pain. I still have a genetic immune deficiency. But I mean, today was paddleboarding for 2 hours. Yesterday I paddleboarded for 2 hours and swam.
Wow.
I'm singing classically again. I'm really having a good time with my life.
And where do you live?
Wolfboro, New Hampshire.
Oh, up in New Hampshire. Okay. I used to live in Boston for 8 years.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I haven't been able to reverse some genetic things, but the symptoms are way worse. So
way better now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Better,
thanks,
right.
Liz. For
better.
people in the chat, I cannot join the chat tonight. So I'm looking at your posts, and I'm thank you all very much. I've tried multiple times to join the chat, and for some reason, it's just not working tonight. So just so you know.
Okay.
McDonald's burger patties, I can tell by the container.
Yep. My wife just picked me up some.
How much did your McDonald's charge?
So it varies per McDonald's.
It does.
My local one, I get four 1/4-pound patties. And the one right around the corner from me, it's $11. But then if I go over to Fairlawn, which is on the other side of Akron, I can get 4 for $6. So it's quite a spread.
Holy cow!
And do you find some stores don't offer them?
No, I can get them at every McDonald's. I confuse some of them. I went to the
Most-
Fairlawn one. It was kind of funny. This
I
girl
had
was ringing
Lewis.
it
I
up.
had one tell me that they don't do burger patties till 11 a.m.
Well, yeah,
Well,
that makes sense
Yeah,
because of
breakfast hours.
Yeah,
they
because
only
they're
do
doing
time.
breakfast. Yeah.
But I have
Yep.
there's some McDonald's around me. Most McDonald's around me do not do a la carte patties. They have it turned off in the system.
Really?
Yeah. And do you use the app trick?
No, what's
No,
the
I haven't been able to
So-
figure it out.
So because I don't like talking to people, so you have to order them once with a person, and then you have to scan your McDonald's app, your barcode, and then the a la carte patties appear in your previous orders, and then from that moment on, you can order them again from the app and not speak to anybody and just pick it
Oh
up.
wow! I usually have to, if I did the app, I
Explain
usually,
and this, right? I know, but you have to just
Usually-
yeah, you can't order on the app for the first time. You have to have them scan it for like your points, and then it appears in your recents, and then you can reorder them. And then actually, that's how I can check if a store offers it. Either will let me order or not. And I can also check the price of the patties at different stores based on what store I pick for pickup.
I'll have to
As
try
well,
that this week
yeah.
there when I go
Right.
to town.
Yeah,
Wow.
try it.
Yeah, I have to do that. I have
I
to set
don't.
up
I
the
don't
app
find
thing.
myself going to get burger patties that often as I thought I would.
I've
But it's
never
good to have.
I've never done it. I've never ordered burger
Yeah.
patties. I don't know. I never did it.
When we were in San Francisco, I got In and Out burger patties.
Hmm.
It was easy. So
Yeah.
So George Goodenough says he's 60 and he feels like
I know
17
today was his
again.
birthday, and he was on.
Yeah.
And he didn't say it.
Yeah. He didn't mention it, did he?
He didn't
Happy
mention
birthday,
it online.
George.
He mentioned it
Oh.
in the chat though. Yeah, today is
Happy
his
birthday, George.
So just turned 60, just turned 17 again. That's what we're gathering here.
I told
right.
George. I told George he's just a youngster compared to me. I'm 63. I got him by 3 years. But I mean, I
And-
can't. It's weird. I can't wrap my brain around that I'm 63. Like, I can't wrap my brain like when I was young in my 20s and I thought of a 65-year-old person, or whatever, 63, 65. I thought, oh man, that's grandpa. It's an old man. But I don't feel old. It's really weird. My brain thinks I'm 20. It's the weird. And I do my. You guys know I do like a 5 to 8 mile walk every morning. In the blazing hot sun, like here in South Florida, it's like an oven. I mean, what 63-year-old goes out every single morning and does that? I mean, it's impossible. I mean, and then I go to work for all day or whatever.
I get up every day at 5 a.m. I still
Yeah.
can't believe it because Dr. Kilt
Yeah.
before they moved it, right?
Right. I know.
I just keep doing it, and I get up and I get ready to feed the cats later, or maybe empty the dishwasher, stuff like that. And then I ride my bike for 10 miles during sunrise.
Wow.
And then I come home, feed the cats, and maybe go to work if it's during the week or if it's during the weekend, just whatever. But who am I? I don't know.
I'll say hi. I want to say hi to Homesick Buckeye here. I got to
Hey,
meet him.
Russ.
I got to
up,
meet him
Russ?
at the Columbus, Ohio meetup in person. And I have some pictures of us together over on Carnivore Talk and on the video. I'll tell you what, this brother is hilarious, and he was funny there at the meetup. He
Yeah,
told some good jokes.
I met Russ at Dr. Kiltz's house in February in Sarasota. And
Yeah.
Russ is the greatest guy. He is such a nice guy and funny. Oh my God. And he can sing. He's one of the greatest singers you ever heard.
I went over to his channel and subscribed to it, and
Yeah.
because I like to support everybody that's got channels. And I watched the video. He does something where he's the Reverend.
Yeah, Reverend.
Reverend IB Low Carbon.
Yeah, I've been low carbon.
Oh my goodness, that
Yeah.
skit was hilarious.
Yeah, he's great. He's very talented.
Yeah. So anybody who hasn't gone over and checked out Russ at Homesick Buckeye, go check that channel out. It's good content. You won't regret it. Yeah, he was funny. So I was glad to see him here in the chat. If you're still in the chat, you're welcome to click that link and join us on screen and say hi if you like. All right.
Everyone's saying hi to Russ.
Yeah.
Last
Last week, my HDL 83, triglycerides 48, LDL 169.
Those are some hugely high HDLs.
I'd kill for 83 HDL.
I would kill for an 83. And then look at those triglycerides.
And the
Mine are
triglycerides.
60. I thought mine were low at 60. Look at that.
Yeah, mine
48.
mine were 70 last time.
Yeah, that's 83. Wow.
Yeah, those are beautiful numbers. Excellent. Someone asked if you were drinking a shake.
So I was drinking. I have like one of those bullet things. I fill it with ice and black decaf coffee and some salt. And
is that what you were eating with a spoon?
I blend it, and it's like a slushy,
like
a
slushy. Wow,
delicious.
I gotta try that.
Delicious, especially on a warm
cream.
day. Yeah,
Really?
I have a heavy cream problem.
Yeah.
I
have to not do
I need
it.
that.
Yeah,
yeah,
I have a cream problem.
You know what I was going to joke with you, Lewis, when you were spooning that? I was going to. I
you
almost
could have said it. I'm sorry.
I almost said, "Hey, Lewis, how's that oatmeal?"
Yeah.
Because it looked like you were eating oatmeal.
Is that a dog or a cat? A dog.
That's Rafferty. Do you remember he was in Boston with me?
Oh yes, Rafferty, your service dog, right?
Yep.
What kind of dog is it? What kind of dog? What kind of dog is it?
Oh, hey.
There he is.
What kind of dog is it?
Oh, Rafferty's so handsome.
He's a small Australian Shepherd.
Oh, he's so cute.
Rafferty can sense when Erin is going to have an episode of when her cortisol is low.
Right.
So he can sense it.
And he
Rick,
used
how
to
you
be
doing?
really good at waking me up in the middle of nightmares, but now I don't have nightmares. He's getting lazy.
And Milton can sense when Rick's about to kill an iguana.
Well, I was out. I just got in a couple of minutes ago from a barbecue
Welcome,
with my
Rick.
neighbor. Yeah. And Milton is here to greet me, as he always
What
does.
What did you bring to the barbecue?
I'll be right back.
Well, I didn't bring anything to the barbecue. They actually wanted me there because they had too much, and they figured, well, if Rick comes here, there'll be no leftovers.
Did they make? I know you usually don't have any beef. Did they make like burgers and stuff? Did you just fill up on burgers and stuff?
Yeah, I had 2 steaks and 8 burgers.
You did good.
Yeah, and they had some fish too, which I ate. So not too bad.
Oh, look how happy Milton is.
Oh, he's because I've been gone. You know, as soon as I got home,
he loves his dad.
He jumped on me. It's so funny. Look at this cat. Look at it. There he is. My cat loves me. I know it.
I know. We had to just work on getting him neutered.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of the little nuts.
Did you go outside or no?
No, only when I watch him. I let him out, but I don't let him free.
Because they fight and stuff like that. I hate that. I want him to come home hurt one day.
I already had to break up a fight, and he took it out on me and attacked my leg. And another time, I had to use water on him to calm him down. He just saw a cat in the window. So, but I got him under control. And yes, I do.
He looks really good right
Alexis,
now. Very happy.
Is posting she can't stand the texture of cold fat. I wanted to share that I'm starting on cold fat myself. And what I figured out is if I slice it really thin, leave it on a plate and salt it, it's much more palatable. So give that a try.
You know what some people do? They do fat cubes in put them in the freezer, and then they just woof them down.
Like, don't even taste them, just swallow them.
Yeah, they just swallow it. Yeah.
I mean, like when it comes to tallow, I like to let it melt over, like on the meat, and let it melt, and then you said you're sick of melting it and drinking it, but you can also eat it melted with food. You might not get it all that way, but
now George said he had terrible cramps at night.
George, I keep salt on my bedside table.
You know what worked? You know what worked for me was just I think I was just dehydrated. I just drank water, and it cured the. And if I keep myself hydrated, I don't get cramps at night. But I eat a lot of salt. I mean, I have a lot of salt, so I'm never lacking salt. That's never my problem. My problem is more dehydration.
If I have a meal that I don't salt, like a dinner that I don't salt, then I might have a cramp that night. Sometimes
really?
I also take, yeah. So like if as long as I'm getting enough salt, I'm okay. And then sometimes I take I take a magnesium pill, and it's only like 30, whatever the units are, milligrams or something. You know, I don't take the 400 because again, I can't take too much because of my kidneys.
Yeah.
So I'll take just a little 30 milligram one at bedtime. That'll also help ensure that I don't get cramps throughout the night. So.
Rick's yawning, boy. He had so much meat that he might pass out here. And
He's in a food coma.
It was Labor Day, not Thanksgiving.
He's having a meat coma.
If it was Thanksgiving, that would have been a big fat duck that was cooking.
Oh, man.
Delicious.
I don't know. You upload a lot of videos today, Rick.
Yeah, it was off. I wasn't working today.
So I didn't watch them all. I watched one of them. And in one of them, you were like, look at the duck. And I was like, that duck better get out of here. And then you said something about like a net, getting a net.
Yeah. I got a net in my van.
How do you put the camera on your body?
I have a mount. Well, sometimes I'll put it in my pocket. If it's the problem is it depends on the temperature. If it's really hot, the phone overheats and then it cuts off. But I have a body mount. The problem is that I sweat so much, the thing my clothes get all wet and then it fogs up the phone. That's how it's a problem. But what it is, I put it around and then I have the little thing sticking out of the shirt and then I put the phone in there and then I can put it out. And those when I get the wide view. But when it's a narrow view, it's just stuck in the pocket. And that's it.
Russ says he has a problem with kidney beans. Does that count?
Well, a lot of
We were talking
freezing
about kidneys earlier.
with the screen. I don't know if it's happening to you guys. I wanted to share that regarding fat. One of my daughters makes marrow butter.
Oh,
So
wow.
she roasts the marrow bones, pushes the marrow out, and blends it 50-50 with salted butter. And
Oh, God.
I guess. No,
We lost her.
you eat that straight.
I would eat that. I would eat that just
With a spoon.
Yeah, I would just spoon that stuff.
So Russ's kidney bean comment makes me think about, I never knew this before, but kidney beans are toxic if you don't cook them, like deadly. You can make you severely ill. And that's actually true with a lot of legumes.
Really?
If you don't cook the snot out, you can't go most legumes you can't go eat raw, or you'll end up very sick.
Most raw seeds are toxic.
Yeah. And
you have to roast most of them.
Right.
That's right. Cashews will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a cashew tree in my yard.
And wasn't cashews cashews and mangoes are related to poison ivy?
Yeah. Yeah, they're part of the same. It's like my poisonwood tree in the front yard. It's the same family.
Mm-hmm.
You see people. You see people who are eating all these nuts, and they wonder why they don't feel good or they have joint pain.
It used to be me.
Yeah.
So I used to buy a big vat of almonds from Sam's Club, like the Sam's Club size, and I'd ride around in my truck in between my two seats. And I just nursed that thing all day long instead of eating a lunch.
Oh my God.
Cyanide special.
That and spinach. So like I was probably like the oxalate king of Northeast Ohio. I never had oxalate stone though. But
that's the way I was.
That could have been the part of like that and coffee, because coffee's a seed also. I think all those things contributed to my ulcerative colitis. And so when I stopped all that, my colitis went away.
Amazing.
Yeah. Papa Carnivore, I can finally see your face, you handsome W.
Hi.
Hi.
This is my sexy pose.
Greg had chronic gout, and they're on allopurinol. I started reducing my allopurinol dosage and had a gout flare up a couple weeks ago. We were talking about gout. I said I might have had it. There was a time when I was in 2021, I thought I broke my toe, and I dealt with it for like 6 weeks until I was like, I can't take this anymore. And I went and got x-rays, and the x-rays said I was fine. And then shortly after that, the toe pain went away. And then in hindsight, I'm wondering if that was a gout attack.
It was.
Yeah.
What is gout?
Gout. It's like inflammation in the joint of your big toe generally.
Oh, I've
Isn't
never
it
had
uric
that.
acid crystals, which
Yeah.
is essentially the same thing as oxalates?
Pretty
Or I guess
much, yeah.
oxalates is oxalic acid crystals.
Yeah, but it's similar. It's again, it's all inflammation caused by a low protein plant based diet.
That's where most of my arthritis, hip issue pain I had, because I loved pecans. I ate them like they were going out of style. Almonds, I had almond meal or almond flour. I made stuff out of it, made bread. And once I went carnivore and stopped all that stuff, all that pain went away.
I used to eat cereal. I used to eat that Basic 4 cereal. It's called Basic 4 with tons of almond milk. I drank gallons and gallons of that almond milk, and I ate nuts like handfuls of by big bags of Costco almonds and pistachios. And I used to eat nuts like they were going out of style. It's amazing I didn't have worse oxalate dumping. I never did spinach though. I hate spinach.
I do too. Ugh.
Oh God.
Nancy has a question here. Bob, what is the cramp?
I was like New England, so
So we're losing you, Aaron. Your screen's frozen.
You're breaking up, Aaron.
Yeah. Your screen's frozen, and now we can't hear you. You'll probably have to reconnect again. Nancy asks, Bob, what is the cramp from knee to crotch? I've had that for 2 weeks. The cramps in my calves went away long ago. What got rid of it? Thought I pulled something. 71-year-old carnivore for 11 months. So it's either the hamstring or the abductor magnus. But it literally goes from like my inner knee along my inner thigh up to the crotch, and that is the worst pain I've ever felt in my life.
It's either one of two things. It's either you're not drinking enough water, you're dehydrated, or you need more salt or magnesium, electrolytes.
Right. And so for me, mine came down to the phenofibrate, which I think was causing an electrolyte imbalance.
Right.
Because I was having those cramps, and they would wake me up out of a dead sleep, and then I couldn't stand up, I couldn't stretch it out. All I had to do was like suffer for anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes till that muscle decided to relax finally on its own. And I mean, I would crunched over, hobble my way to the kitchen and start taking like daily minerals or other or an LMNT or something, praying that it would go away. Because I almost woke my wife up to take me to the hospital. The first couple times it happened, I was like, sweating from the shock of the pain. It was terrible. But yeah, I would say it's an electrolyte imbalance. So what I would do then, I quit taking phenofibrate, and then mine went away. But what I was doing to prevent that from happening back then was I would take my LMNT and then go to bed. So I would at night, I would either drink salt water, take LMNT. Since I have kidney disease, I'd have to be careful with the LMNT because my potassium would get too high. So I had to be I'd kind of piecemeal my electrolytes together, but salt before bed, magnesium before bed, and sometimes all of it right before bed. That's I would be able to sleep through the night and probably stave off those cramps, and but yeah, worst pain I ever felt. Oh, it was so miserable. So yeah, I would definitely, just like Papa Carnivore said, I would go with
cramps are a sign of low potassium. If it's in my feet, my ankle, or below my elbows, it's salt. But if it's above the elbow, above the leg, in the flank, it's potassium.
And of course, one of the things you can always do is get an electrolyte panel and see where your electrolytes are. That might tell you where you need to supplement to.
How have I been able to avoid all this? I don't even hardly use salt.
I think because you're just well adapted, having been doing this for so long. So
Well,
all of
you
us
look
that
frozen.
experience cramps, it's part of our transition or adaptation symptoms.
You know what? You know what, Rick? Like early on in carnivore for me, I was having these nighttime cramps, but like, and I was having to take electrolytes and all these different things and whatever. But after about 6 months of carnivore, I think your body, all of a sudden I adapted. I no longer take any electrolytes. I just eat the meat. You know, I just turned into Rick the Quack, you know. But it's funny how we all turn into Rick the Quack after a certain number of years. It's the strangest thing. We all look like Lurch. We all stop having any sexual urges, and we don't want avocados or mangoes.
That's for sure.
That's funny. I will say that, like, I know a lot of people who they rely on electrolytes in the beginning.
Yeah.
But after 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, they find that they don't need the electrolytes anymore. And so, you know, that the whole electrolyte industry popped up when people get on keto or carnivore, and that during that transition phase, you lose a lot of water because you're no longer eating carbohydrates. And when that water gets excreted, so it takes a lot of your electrolyte minerals with it. So you need to replenish them. But after a while, you adapt, and then you don't need the electrolytes anymore.
I got all this electrolyte mix I had just bought right before I stopped. And I had just bought the 2 things of the Redmond's Relight. It's called Redmond's Relight.
Yeah.
It's just like Element Tea, whatever. And it's expensive, man. It was like $40 for each of these stupid things. I've got 2 of them. It's probably $80 worth. It's been sitting in my cabinet now for like 2 years. I guess it's still good. I don't know. But I start thinking maybe I should start taking it. I mean, I feel guilty. It's sitting up there. I don't know, but I just don't need it. I just eat the meat and I quack.
Well, in addition to being the lone woman in the chat today, the other weird thing is with my adrenal insufficiency, I also have diabetes insipidus.
Really?
And that's a pituitary disorder that causes fluid loss. So I have to replace electrolytes all the time. I used to have to go for IV fluids twice a week.
Wow.
Now I can do it all orally.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm a captive electrolyte purchaser. One of these days I'll learn how to make my own.
So
bulk.
you know Mitch, Old Guy Carnivore?
I do not.
You don't watch Old Guy Carnivore?
Not yet.
Okay,
He's
he's
the morning show.
We're going to give you a homework assignment, okay?
Okay.
Because all of us here on this channel, except for you, we all and almost every single person in the chat, we go to Old Guy Carnivore, okay? Like an old guy. He's like an old guy. Old Guy Carnivore. His name
He's grumpy
is
sometimes too. He's sometimes grumpy.
Yeah, he's funny. You'll get a kick out of him. He's hilarious. He's 78 years old. And he's been a carnivore about 3 years. He's just a really interesting guy. And have you watched Dr. Kiltz?
Yeah, if I wake up in time.
Yeah, so he comes on right after Dr. Kiltz. So Kiltz is on at 6, and then Old Guy Carnivore is on at 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only day he doesn't do his show is Saturday, because there is this quack that's on the channel right now. This tall quack. Rick has a show Saturday at 8 a.m. So we all watch Rick at 8 o'clock. But Monday through Friday and also on Sunday, Mitch has a show. But anyway, Mitch has a recipe for electrolytes that you can make very cheaply, like super ridiculously cheap. He buys all the the stuff for the electrolyte mix on Amazon, okay, in bulk.
Yeah,
but
I have to start doing that.
But he has a very simple, simple, easy peasy recipe. You can do it, like, it's so easy, and it's dirt cheap. And I don't really use the electrolytes, but for you, this would be great. So if you go to Old Guy Carnivore channel, his channel, I'm sure you can search, electrolyte mix, whatever, how the video that where he does that.
Excellent. Thank you. I'll check.
Primal
I'll check tomorrow.
Primal Earth.
What's
Get rid
that?
of Primal Earth.
Huh?
Bob, the person in chat.
Oh,
And in the private chat on StreamYard, I put the link to Mitch's channel, but you can find it. It's not hard to find.
yeah. If you just search Old Guy Carnivore, you'll find it.
Yeah. Great. Thank
You
you,
want me to-
guys.
Yeah, it's really awesome now that after kilts, I can go right to Old Guy Carnivore, because I used to not be able to get to watch him because I have to leave for work when he's on. So when he comes on at 7, it'd be 7 Eastern most of your time, but mine is 6 a.m. And
Is that
it's
better
awesome.
for you? Or it's better for you?
Oh yeah, it's much better for
That's
me.
great. That's good. You should tell him
'cause-
that, because he was so torn about making that change. So tell him that he'll be happy.
Oh yeah, I'll tell him that in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I have to get. Of course, I meant to get on. I wanted to see kilts. I was like, I woke up at 3 wide awake, and I'm like, I want to sleep a little longer. I couldn't sleep, so I kind of just relaxed. Next thing I know, it was like, oh, I'll set the alarm off at 5. Next thing, oh, it's 6 o'clock. I just missed kilts live.
Oh no.
But
right.
it's pretty good. I got some good sleep, but I'm gonna have to get back in the routine tomorrow because my daughter goes back to school, and I got to make sure she's off for school.
I know,
so.
big week this week for a lot of kids. In New York City, the kids go back to school on Thursday, but tomorrow the teachers go back.
Wow.
Can't believe the summer is over.
All right. So,
All right,
Primal
let's talk about
Earth.
the meds we
okay.
used to take.
All right.
What's this Primal Earth? What's that?
That's a user.
That's just a user who's getting a little saucy in the chat here. But so no, this is a good question. None of you take any meds? I actually still take meds. So I take meds for
I
blood
take
pressure.
a lot of meds.
Yeah, I take meds for blood pressure. I take olmesartan and abivalol, and that's because I have high blood pressure, not due to my diet, but because I have stage 4 chronic kidney disease. And when it comes to blood pressure, the kidneys are king. And so because I have my organ damage, I have high blood pressure. Part of the reason is the body, to take the pressure off of the blood vessels in the kidneys, will actually clamp down on the muscle. This is the main artery heading towards the kidney, and that'll increase pressure throughout the rest of the body. So I still take blood pressure meds. That's it. Outside of that, take a vitamin, vitamin D and whatnot. So, I don't know. I can't speak for the rest of everybody else, but no, I still take medicines.
I take vitamin D3, K2. I take that. And I take iodine drops, Lugol's 2% iodine, and I take 800 milligrams of magnesium, and that's it. That's all I take.
I used to take 2.5 milligram blood pressure medicine. I originally started when I had to get on it about 5 or 6 years ago. It was 10, and then as time goes, it dropped. But I haven't took blood pressure medicine since June, and my blood pressure stays in great check. I mean, it don't go on the high number. 120 is the highest it would go, and 70 is the highest on the low end. And I even tried, do some kind of physical activity, get in and check the blood pressure. And it was like, still, you got your heart rate up to, 100, but still, I didn't get that blood pressure above 124/72. That's the highest I could ever get it. So I'm like, I'm not taking this anymore if I don't need it.
Yeah, I'm off. I used to take 3 blood pressure medicines, Primal Earth, and I'm off all 3, and my blood pressure is 120/75 with no medicine. I used to also be a type 2 diabetic. I've reversed that 2 years ago.
Eckerd's.
So your next comment says
What
that
is
you
that,
all
Rick?
look incredibly. Your next comment is that you all look incredibly unhealthy. And
Listen,
Be a vegan.
I'm so tan. I look so good.
Wait a minute. They say we look unhealthy?
Unhealthy,
since
yeah.
I'm not a
It's a
guy, I
vegan
can
troll.
justify
It's a
that I
vegan
take
troll.
lot
And
of
we had a,
meds.
you know, we had a vegan troll earlier today, and we already went over this, but you know, all of us have lost 50 pounds or more. So cumulatively
No.
on the screen, well, except for Rick. Rick's been skinny all his life, but
He's been
Yeah.
skinny
all
all
of
life.
us, you know,
Well,
the,
you
the
know
other
what the
men
problem
here
is?
cumulatively have lost over 300 pounds. So if you think we look unhealthy now, you should have
Oh.
seen us just a couple years ago.
You know,
We
but
looked
here's
real
the-
unhealthy then.
But
And,
Bob,
and
I have to place some blame here. I have to place some blame for this comment. We put Rick right in the middle of this screen. And this guy said, you all look, and they're looking straight at Rick. I mean, they're going, who is this guy?
who's
He
this
looks
guy
like
who's a skeleton who's
he's a
dead?
skeleton.
We take blood pressure, but it might not register.
Right. And then your final comment says, "I'm vegan and I haven't had an aspirin in my 20 years."
And that's
You're
great.
28 years
Well,
old.
I'm-
You're a vegan.
Primal
Okay,
Earth,
listen.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
This is
right.
the last time I had a prescription.
Okay.
What
That's
year
when
was that?
Eckerd's is out of business for
What
It
year
is
was
30 years.
wait,
So, but I wanted to say,
1979.
1979.
That's the last time I had a
Lewis
prescription.
was a dream in 1979.
so what I wanted to say about this is, it's completely cool that you're vegan.
You know
and
what-
at least you think about your eating habits.
Yeah.
I love
And if you're
vegans.
eating single ingredient whole foods, I
Yeah.
think you're on the right track.
And I
know?
would also add, if you're feeling good, Primal Earth, by the way, whatever you're doing, the way you're eating,
Keep
you're
doing
feeling good, then stay with it.
Yeah,
That's
we're
when
not
it's working for
anti-plant
you.
on this
Yeah.
channel by any means. So
Anti-plants, no. I
we're
would
not
say,
anti-plant. We have friends that are vegan,
no,
and
I have
we have
I
friends that
plant
are
flowers.
omnivore, and we got friends that are carnivore, and
Yes.
and you're young, you're 28, so I can see veganism working for anybody
So
in their
Primal
20s.
Primal Earth, the most recent comment is he's saying that we're okay now.
If
Okay.
you've seen my yard, you know I like plants.
Oh, Rick
Yeah,
grows
Rick-
bananas and what else do you grow?
Rick-
there?
Avocado, mango. You
Yeah,
name
Rick-
it, I give it away.
Primal
Listen,
Earth, Primal Earth, if you went over to Rick's house, you would have a fiesta because
Mhm.
he's got the bananas, the mangoes, what else you got going?
Avocados. I got oranges, lemons, hakote. I got sapodilla. I got mamey. I got everything.
Wow.
Okay,
Rick, if
my
we-
mistake.
if you-
They've been vegan for 28 years and he's 68. So vegan since he's been 40. Okay. And like I said, that's absolutely great. As I'm not anti-plant. My personal philosophy is not to eat man-made food. Okay.
Right.
So if you can pluck it off a vine, pluck it off a branch, pull it out of the ground, or hunt it down and kill it or milk it, then I think it's fair game. If God or nature provided it, it's probably okay to consume. Now, of course, poisonous plants are the exception. Poisonous animals are the exception. But by and large, as a general rule, single ingredient whole foods that God or nature provided for you to eat, and stay away from man-made food. So, and the fact that you're vegan, tells me that you give a lot of thought to what you put in your mouth and you are benefiting from it. And I think that's great. Okay. So yeah, we're not anti-plant. We are definitely pro meat here. We've benefited from it. That's something that we have in
Right.
common. Everyone you see on the screen.
And can you
But-
bring up the next question?
I've
Let's see.
been a vegetarian. I was a
Okay.
vegetarian for the first 12 years of my young adult life.
Okay.
Wow.
So this is also a good question.
Yeah.
May I ask your opinion of factory farming and the treatment of animals? Yeah, it's horrible. Factory
against it.
farming and the mistreatment of animals is definitely sad to see. And I would much rather see people support their local rancher who are into regenerative farming.
Mhm.
And this, you see these, chickens kept in these greenhouses,
Warehouses, yeah.
greenhouses, and there's no elbow room for them to move, and these cows that they got a wall on each side of them, and they can only face one direction, and they're just raised for the sake of slaughtering. Yeah, no, that's heartbreaking. I certainly have compassion for animals. I was at the Canfield Fair today, admiring the animals. Okay. And so, yeah, I think your feelings and our feelings on the mistreatment of animals when it comes to animal agriculture, or what was the
But I
there's
want to
the
just
factory
farming.
farming.
Yeah.
but I
You
want
know,
to
I honestly think that our feelings are going to mirror each other's. To tell you the truth, I do really do.
but I do want to say one thing to Primal Earth. There's also factory farming in terms of agriculture, and
Oh,
they're
very
clear
much so.
the number of animals killed because of clearing, acres and thousands of acres of land where there once were animals. The thousands and millions of animals and that are killed, the squirrels, the
And
rabbits,
they're killed during the harvesting of
and they're killed
vegetables.
during the harvest by
Nice,
the harvesters just chop up all these animals and kill them. But not only that, the pesticides they spray on
Mhm.
all of this food
Insects, right?
kills
Yeah.
millions, hundreds of millions of birds every year are killed by the pesticides.
Yeah.
And we're not even talking about all the insects,
Mhm.
the billions of insects that are needed for the soil that, there's just so much killing going on with this commercialized farming. So, it's on both sides. So I just want, you can't say that, well, if I'm a vegan, that no animals are killed. Animals are going to be killed either way. I hate to tell you.
And thousands of acres are cleared for human feed too, so it's not just animal feed. And you know
Right.
what?
Right.
The truth of the matter is, like, obviously the system's not perfect.
Right.
And
I know, like in the state of Missouri, I don't know if it's the same as like in Ohio in the farming areas, but like I live in the northern part of Missouri where there's a lot of agriculture, a lot of the crop farming versus southern Missouri, which is the Ozarks, which is more wooded, which they don't have the issues down there, but we have what they call chronic wasting disease on our deer, which a lot of it goes with the pesticides, the herbicides, and the poisons they spray, and it goes into our waterways. I know
2,4-D and Roundup.
Yeah, because the lake that the city water where my water comes from has many tributaries that goes from northeast Missouri to just 15, 20 miles from my house that runs off into this lake, and then I don't know, hundreds, 200 square miles of this lake feeds water to even the humans. And just imagine, we're getting sick with those chemicals, but on top of that, the deer, we're losing our bees because of the herbicides and our butterflies.
Primal Earth, what are you referencing that's being heavily subsidized? Because last time I checked, the farming of like corn and vegetables is highly subsidized.
Corn, wheat, and soybeans.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Corn, wheat, and soybeans.
why is it heavily subsidized? Because that is peasant food that keeps us weak and subservient.
Mm.
That's why they want us to eat it.
The weak and the meek.
Yeah.
so, so I don't advocate the mistreatment of animals. So
No.
there's a scripture that says that we should take care of the soul of our domestic animals, and I completely endorse that. At the same time, animal predation is a fact. Animals prey on each other, and humans eat meat too. So yeah, but I certainly don't believe in the mistreatment of animals by any means whatsoever. So that's
Same.
kind of really where the conversation ends. I feel the same with you do, but
But does anybody know the way I treat my ducks when I fatten them up?
You treat them well.
Very well. They get the executive suite, all the food they can eat, plenty of mating, do really good until the day of dinner, and then it's lights out.
They have one bad day.
That's right.
We call it freezer camp at this house.
Mine
We
never
have
gets to
4
the
lambs
freezer.
in
Where are
the
they going? They're
backyard
going to
that are-
freezer camp.
Paul
We have
has
4
become
lambs going to freezer camp November 1st.
Freezer camp.
Yep.
Well, you know,
Paul,
it's like
I'm
I
not the
tell
best
my
in this,
vegan
eh?
friends. My vegan friends, they criticize me for cooking duck and iguana and parking lot chicken. I said, look, if I don't get them, one of the predators, the coyotes, the raccoons, something else going to get them. They're going to get run over by a car, or they're going to die of old age. So one way or the other, they're going to go. So why waste them when you can have them in the kitchen, all delicious, fried heart attack style?
Yeah.
It's tasty.
I love duck. I was thinking about that today. We have chickens, we have lambs. The chickens are for eggs. But I was wondering about ducks, not only
Ducks
for eggs,
make good
but
eggs
for
too.
I,
Duck eggs.
nothing like a
Yeah,
nothing
I
like a
love duck
roast duck.
eggs. I love
You
duck
got to
eggs.
pick the right breed, though, because most people have Pekin ducks. I prefer Muscovy duck.
Yep. Rick does a really good impersonation of their call, of their noise they make. They don't crack. They make some type of grunting sound.
Yeah, they make some weird noises. But, if you've ever looked it up online, look for Muscovy duck.
I know what a
I had a-
Muscovy is.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I had a friend that had him and his dad had that's what they raised, Muscovy ducks, besides pigeons, chickens, and donkeys and other animals. But
Rick says it tastes better than prime rib if prepared properly.
If you fatten them up just right, it's delicious. You would never know that was a duck.
Oh, duck's one of my favorites.
That's great. And the thing is, the best thing down here, we have all this tropical fruit. The ducks love it, and you can fatten them up, and boy, do they taste good.
Primal Earth just got a little weird.
I want to thank Paul for your support. Again,
Yeah,
anything
nice.
you got to say, you got some priority. Really appreciate it. So, and then I'm going to go back to 843 where we left off. But CB Carmack says, "Why are we dedicating our time and energy for this one individual?" Because it was a fair question, and
Right.
we're not afraid to answer for the things that we talk about and we believe in. So, but we are going to drop it at this point because this does become just a circular argument that doesn't ever end. But we've explained ourselves, and either like it or you don't. So,
and unlike the vegan chat, we don't kick them out. I've been banned from every vegan chat you can imagine.
Yeah. So, I mean, just, be nice in the chat, like you're definitely welcome to your opinion, and it gave us good content to talk about, and I hope you understand that, I think we're on the same page when it comes to the treatment of animals.
Yep.
So, and yeah, vegans are welcome here.
And we're all looking for the same thing, which is good health.
Good health.
Right.
Yes.
I agree.
Through a natural diet.
Yeah.
Things that are not processed and stuff like that. No
It's
processed
just
foods.
Primal Health will, he'll eat the foods that our ducks eat. That's all.
Mhm.
We'll just we just eat the duck. That's all.
I need to give him one of my avocados.
Yeah, he would love your avocado.
Yeah, Rick, if you make it to Tampa, you gotta bring me some avocados from the tree.
Well, if it's in the season, I'll bring some.
Yeah. Is anybody else going to Hack Your Health?
No.
I was thinking about it, but I'm going to Myrtle Beach this month, and Hack Your Health will be 2 months later. And I looked at the price isn't bad, but then I'd have to probably get a plane ticket and rent a car, and I don't know.
Tampa?
That's
Yeah,
the
it's in
Tampa one,
Tampa. Yeah.
It's something I want to
I
do.
have to make
I don't know if
enough
I'm going to
money
do it this
to
year.
cover my conference habit. Now that I've been to Boston, I want to go more.
That's an avocado? Is that an avocado?
That's a crazy looking avocado.
Yeah, I can't hear you. You're not. There's no sound.
It's seed grown. This is one of the ones that I developed.
That's avocado on steroids.
Yep. This is one of my smaller ones.
And the seed, how is this? It has a very small seed, or it's
About
down
this,
there, right?
about this big.
Okay. Wow. What do you mean you engineered that? What does that mean?
I planted about 5-10 different trees, and some of them are edible. This was the only one that was really good.
Wow, impressive.
I graft and grow and breed all kinds of fruits.
And then you feed them to your ducks?
Yeah, I give them to my friends first. I have vegetarian and vegan friends.
He gives it to the people he doesn't like. He poisons them with plants.
No,
Just
no,
like Dr. Kill says.
my vegetarian
Now,
friends,
Lewis.
most of them are unhealthy, but I got a couple that are pretty healthy. But the
Yeah.
thing is, I tell them, my ethics would not allow me to get this from overseas. I don't believe in shipping fruit long distances. I tell people, if
Right.
you're going to eat the fruit, you need to grow it locally. And the
Right.
problem is down here, all they grow is apartment buildings. They got rid of all the groves. We used to have tons of groves of all kinds of fruits. We had cow pastures everywhere, dairy farms, all gone. There isn't one left. It's just a bunch of crappy shopping centers, apartments, and zero lot line homes. It's a depressing mess. That's what happens with development. You get the bankers in there, they wreck everything, and they leave you with a pile of crap and a bunch of traffic instead of avocados and mangoes. And you should see the mangoes I grow. They're the best anywhere. Everybody loves them.
Yeah, so I'm going to hack your health. And I hope Rick makes it up there.
That's my plan. If anybody sees me, they don't have an excuse to say, I didn't see you. All you got to do is look up.
Rick, do you I might regret this. Do you want to like be my roommate so we can share the cost of the hotel?
I'm not sure. I think Russ had an arrangement somewhere. I have no
Okay, cool.
idea. But, then again,
Well, keep in mind, I have a hotel, but I would like to pay half.
That's a good idea. Room with somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My goal is 2027 to go to meat stock, 2028 to go to hack your health.
Yeah. Yeah, something came available this time. I was like, all right, let me just go for it.
If it wasn't for Russ and friends, I wouldn't go because I can't afford any of that expensive stuff. I mean, I hate to say it, but if I'm over there and I see an iguana, don't be surprised if I grabbed it and tried to cook it out in the parking lot or something.
Ooh, we can have a tailgate party.
I wonder if they have Muscovy ducks there still.
Homesick Buckeye mate says, I have a friend that has gone from stage 2 to stage 4 in 8 years doing everything the docs tell him. And this is what I see going on in the kidney disease subreddit all the time. They're following exactly what the doctor says, and that things just keep getting worse.
Yeah, because they tell them don't have any meat, do not eat any red meat.
And they keep eating carbs and sugar.
Eat lots of plants. Eat lots of plants and watch your kidneys just shrivel away into, and stop working.
And I think a big issue too is, I think a lot of people who see their EGFR continuing to decline needs to look at the pharmaceuticals that they're taking. I think that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NSAIDs are nephrotoxic.
Interactions, yeah.
A lot of antibiotics are nephrotoxic, So.
Yeah, Rick, I think you should throw that out. I mean, I'm just gonna put that out there.
That's like a collector's item.
I mean,
now.
unless it's empty and you're keeping it, it's not empty. Unless you're keeping it as a collective for Eckards, which I think is something that's great because there used to be an Eckards down by my house, but now obviously they're gone. But yeah, you should probably throw that medicine out. Is that cough medicine? No, you're muted still. You're muted. I can't hear you.
It said Tylenol codeine.
Yeah, I'm gonna say don't take that.
Yeah, don't take that.
Lauren says
725, 79. I can't believe it.
Wow.
79?
Yeah, 79. That's the last time I had a
I
prescription.
picked up yesterday. I can't believe it that you found that from 1979.
Wow. 1979. I was 1 year old.
Well, the thing is that I didn't even use all of it. There's a lot of it still in there. So evidently I didn't need it. They gave me the prescription. I may have had a spoonful and that was it. I also used to get ear infections, but Mom always had a remedy for that. But after I went carnivore, I have never had an infection. I've been cut. I've had nails go through my foot, rusty nails and all kinds of stuff. And I've never had a problem. That's the weird thing. All the people I know have been on antibiotics. I never have.
You're fortunate.
I'm an oddball. I don't know how I've done it. 42 years carnivore.
Jamette says Dr. Barry's wife is keto and he eats her food. Sometimes.
Listen, I like this comment because Dr. Barry, I mean, I'm not saying he's not a carnivore, but he eats a lot more plants than like in passing. Like he'll pass Nisha's cooking and take a string bean or whatever
Yeah.
she's cooking. You know,
Yeah,
eats a lot,
he's
man. That's
he's
fine.
usually
That's fine.
carnivore, and if he
Yeah.
says he'll say if he's going to cheat, he's going to cheat with keto. So
Yeah.
That's the way I
Yeah.
do it. If I'm gonna cheat, I'm gonna cheat with avocado time to time, or guacamole time to time, or dairy time to time. Except for
When
the
I
Mine
ice
was
cream.
Mine
Yeah.
is single ingredient
This
whole
isn't
food.
cheap.
So I'll do
when I
it.
was on the cruise and I wasn't preparing my own meals, if I could get broccoli with butter with my 2 New York strip steaks, and it was like 2 pieces of broccoli. I would eat the broccoli. I like broccoli. It tastes good. I'm not going to go buy it myself and prepare it every day, but it was like given to me. I ate it. It was good.
Yeah, so when I go out to eat, which is just like probably once every other week, if I go to a
Mhm.
steakhouse and I'll get the side of broccoli, I'm completely
Yeah.
fine with that.
Mhm.
If I'm at a graduation party and it's nothing but cookies, cakes, chips, but they have a fruit salad, I will eat strawberries, grapes, blueberries if I'm hungry and I can't hold or
Yeah.
wait till another time to eat a meal. I'm not
Avocado. I
having-
love avocado.
Avocado's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I call myself mostly carnivore or 97% carnivore because I'm not anti-plant and I will eat them from time to time. It is super rare, but I still, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So, I'm not the carnivore police.
Right. No,
I'm-
neither. No.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
I started low glycemic before I went low carb. I replaced high carb, high glycemic foods like potatoes, bread, and rice with high fiber foods like beans and pearl barley and lost 30 pounds in 3 weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean that
Well,
makes
the fiber helps dull the
Spi-
glucose spike, which will dull your insulin response.
Yep.
Yep.
People are just lazy. I can't live without pasta because I'm Italian. I'm Hispanic. I can't live without tortillas. I'm afraid I don't talk about diet with my friends here. I don't eat out with them. So she's not saying that that's what she eats. She's saying
Right.
that's
She's
what people
those are
say.
all the excuses.
This
Right.
is what people say. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Listen, I'm Italian. I haven't had pasta in 2.5 years. It's rough.
So my son is addicted to pasta. So if we go to like Olive Garden, so
Mhm.
I will. That's the one time I'll have a little salad, and then they have a dish there. It's
What is that, Rick?
chicken.
Homemade yogurt.
It's like a chicken breast, and then they got a side of broccoli. And to me, that's a good compromise. Whenever my son is begging to go to Olive Garden, so
Olive Garden is a duck food center. It's nasty crap.
mostly.
Ugh. How can anyone eat
there's
that?
only 2 dishes. There's only 2 dishes there I can eat with a good conscience, and one's the chicken. I think it's called chicken marsala, and the other one's the salmon. So
The only place worse than that is CC's Pizza.
Who? That stuff's horrible. And
Rick,
I
what
used to
kind of
eat there all the
cultures do you use
time.
in the yogurt?
What's that?
What kind of cultures are you using in your yogurt?
I'm using a natural culture. I got it from some peppers and sauerkraut. That's what I use as a culture.
Haven't heard of that before.
Yeah, that's how I make my yogurt.
How's it taste?
I like yogurt.
I've
Just
been
your
doing the L-Reuteri yogurt that Dr. Davis recommends.
Mm-hmm.
What
How's
do you
that?
get?
Is it good?
The 36-hour with the where you use a resistive starch that the bacteria can eat.
This is
Yep.
just basically milk in 24 hours of culture. That's all it is.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
no, I used to do a 24-hour culture. Now I'm doing this 36 with the L-Reuteri.
That's what I'm gonna get ready to try is the L-Reuteri. I can't pronounce it, but I saw Courtney Luna made that because Dr. Bird made the same deal, and so I got that yogurt machine she's got, and it comes with glass jars, and I'm gonna give it a try.
I just put it in my oven.
Yeah, I do mine in my dehydrator.
I'd like to
mason
try it
jars.
too one day. People say good things about it, and it's good for the gut. And you eat very little, right? Aaron,
Yeah.
how much do you eat?
I ate a
Like a
lot.
spoonful, right?
They recommend a 1/4 cup a day. I'll
Yeah,
do a heaping tablespoon.
Tablespoon.
I ate a
yeah.
half a cup. I ate
Yeah,
about a half
Anita,
a cup a day.
ketogenic woman, she makes it. A lot of people use it.
I've been making this stuff for decades.
I made jerky
That's
the
good.
other day for the first time in a while.
Out of what? Beef?
Yeah, round roast.
Nice. How'd it come out?
I did a little more seasoning than I typically do. I didn't use just salt. I used some
Okay.
other herbs and a little balsamic vinegar to get a little stick. It came out really good.
Rick, what is that you were holding up?
Yogurt.
Yogurt that I make.
Oh, the yogurt. Yeah.
Milton, no. Don't pull that cord. No, Milton. It's playing
Yeah,
with a
Rex
wire
is
nut.
not listening to you guys.
Got a wire nut from somewhere. I don't know where he found this.
We're so far behind in the chat. What time was these chats from?
8:57. I was just looking at these here. This is everybody's talking about how much
How
weight
much
they
they
lost.
lost? Yeah.
And it's impressive. Some of this is super impressive. I'll just go back and highlight one that caught my eye here. That was George. He's gone from 293
I
to
know, it's
170.
crazy.
That's like 123 pounds. That's amazing. So 250 to
CB.
185.
Love it, CB.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, that's I'm just kind of going through and putting them up on the screen, trying to catch up here. Doctors tell you saturated fat makes you fat. They are clueless. Agreed.
Bunch of quacks.
Yeah.
Wah.
Only fat people eat fat free.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey Willow, how you doing? You'll come up here and say hi.
Let's see Willow.
Hey,
Oh,
come here, Willow. That's
I
my
see
blue healer.
The Milton cam.
Dustin showed up at 9 o'clock. Good evening. That's how far back we are. We're an hour and 10 minutes back. I'm gonna have to start kind of skipping through some of these here. Just try and get myself current.
I do keep up with mine, thankfully.
Your
Yeah.
chat, I know you're constantly going through the chat. You can keep it going.
That's
Well,
why
you
my
know-
live streams are so long.
It's with Rick though, he's usually the only one on screen. So with 6 to 10 of us kind of always chatting,
Chiming
it up,
in.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
It's
I know, I hear you.
difficult. Yeah. So yeah, very good. He lies. Lewis is 7 foot tall.
Yeah, I wish. Well, no, 5'11" is good. Actually, my doctor got a new height measurement like built into the scale, and it said I was like 5'10" and like 3/4. And I said no, we're not putting that down. We're putting 5'11".
My scale has a height measurement, but it doesn't go high enough.
Check this out.
You went for Lurch.
Dustin was over 420
I know.
pounds. Wowzers. Yeah.
Dustin is
All
good.
right. Excellent. He's definitely been victorious on his health journey. So that is awesome. Lauren earlier was talking about trying to get a consult and possibly
Yes.
consulting with Bart K, which I actually think that would be a good decision. I think Bart K
Yeah,
would be
especially
someone-
if the price that she said was correct. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I'm in Dr. Barry's group. You know, I pay the monthly rate for the access to his Wednesday night Zoom calls, which I don't take advantage of. I haven't Zoomed with him in like.
I did.
10 months.
You're a pro member?
I'm a pro member. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just a essentials member.
I don't participate over there very much. His is a little. Well, one is super popular, so it's hard to keep up, and usually like I get tons of notifications from all his coaches. You know that I need to turn those off because I'm like it's constantly like every day like 25 notifications from the coaches.
Yeah.
And it's a little hard to navigate. But I like to. I did it for
is
the
the Zoom call. Is the Zoom call really fast paced? I heard like you have to raise your hand immediately.
Yeah, so there's so many
meeting.
people want to talk to him that like you have to log in right when it begins, raise your hand immediately if you think going to have a chance to get called on.
Right.
And he'll go from 7 to 8, and then at 8 o'clock he'll turn it over to his coaches. So he signs off, goes to hang out with his family, and his coaches will continue to take hands and answer questions after that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And they
Yeah.
like talking to Dr. Barry for the most part.
Yeah. So So yeah,
Now,
I like
does Bart
Dr.
K
Berry's
do
like my
consults?
mentor. So
Yeah.
What's that?
Bart K does consults.
Yes, he
Yeah.
does.
They said that it was $50. He's doing God's work. Like
That's what someone
$50.
said. Yeah.
I that's very low. I don't know.
Oh.
CB, are you a pro member?
You know, when I
Dr. Berry's
envision
group?
getting a consult from Dr. Barquet for $50, I figure he's gonna just absolutely unload on me, just start verbally abusing me and you know you know what I mean? Like that's I just figure that
Oh,
yeah,
and
I'm gonna get
Mark Carey.
$50
Yeah.
worth of abuse.
Thomas says you missed his weight loss. He lost 137 pounds,
Oh wow.
and he sent me a picture of his weight loss. He looks.
Did you see Dustin
looks
Keto
good.
Simple? Dustin was 420 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
I remember when Bart K interviewed me
Really?
3 years ago. Yeah,
Wow. You were a 40-year carnivore at that time.
40-year carnivore.
39, yeah.
He was a 40-year-old virgin.
I'm the 57-year-old virgin.
Oh, I just saw a question. Here we go. Who is this Rick Quack at the bottom of the screen?
That's not Rick. That's
Rick, would you like to take that one?
Yeah, well,
Rick's the one
He
responsible for
raises
that.
ducks.
Rick's the one that was responsible for the comment that we all look so unhealthy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Rick's the unhealthy looking one.
He took one look at Rick. He couldn't see the rest of the screen.
you rang.
Oh my. Dr. Nelson is a doppelganger for Uncle Fester.
That's
Yep.
right.
He
He
says
is.
it himself, and
He is.
it's true.
Yeah.
And it's true.
And wait till he meets Lurch.
I know, Rick.
Yeah.
You better come to Hack Your Health. Fix
So
your car.
that's more incentive to go to Hack Your Health. You might
yeah.
meet Rick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bring me some dumpster chicken.
Hey, it might be parking lot chicken. I mean, Tampa, you got Ybor City, got chickens running all over the place. Get a net. Problem is, I don't know where you can fire up boiling water out there.
Rick, I'll bet Tampa's just loaded with duck.
Oh, I know they got a bunch of chickens because over there in the old part of town, they're loaded with chickens. They're running all over the place.
Yeah. You should bring a net.
Oh, I always have one behind the seat of my truck. You never know when you want to have one of those quick snacks.
We're gonna get arrested.
I haven't been arrested yet.
That's true. That's
Lewis,
true.
you better bring some cash just in case. For,
I think bail myself out.
Bail
Yeah,
money.
me. I'm bailing me out, leaving
Yeah.
him in jail,
Yep.
and then I'm going to McDonald's to get my burger patties.
That's too expensive. McDonald's is
Yeah,
too
right.
expensive. Just go to the supermarket and get the meat from there and plop it on the engine.
You know, Bob, Papa Carnivore looks like a comic saying Carnivore Talk. It's because my bubble was up in the corner. On my screen, you're up in the same corner. So right there. Looks like your stats. Looks like you just keep shouting Carnivore Talk.
All right, guys, I'm gonna log off and get ready for work tomorrow.
All right.
But I will be listening, and I will still be ignoring the chat, Thomas and Jem. I'll still be ignoring you in the chat. All right, guys, have a good night.
All right, you too. Thanks for
Bye,
joining.
Aaron. Yeah,
Take
no
care.
problem. Always. I'll be listening. Talk to you guys a little later. Bye.
All righty. CB Carmack asks, Rick, what does the seed look like in that thing compared to a store-bought one? That's that avocado you were holding up earlier.
It's a little bit bigger than store-bought, but it's still round. When you're talking about store-bought, are you talking about those crappy little Haas avocados? Those garbage little things, they have tiny seeds? Or are you talking about a real avocado? Like one of the Donnies or the Millers or, something like my avocado, the big pear-shaped ones. But it's round, like it's the same shape as any seed, just a little bigger.
Dr. Barry is a card-carrying carb addict. Those pesky carbs will call to us at times. I think probably everyone who's doing a carnivore diet was a carb addict and probably is still a carb addict, and that's why we avoid carbs. You know,
Nope.
it's like being an alcoholic, and you know, you don't touch alcohol again once you've gotten yourself clean. It's the same way with a lot of us that were addicted to carbs. We've managed to get off the carb addiction, and why would we go back? So.
If I eat a piece of fruit, it doesn't make me want to eat another.
Good. Oh, you know what? So I'm no longer triggered by fruit anymore. So my first year, maybe my first 6 months, yeah, even an apple would send me like on a massive craving, not a bender, but I would just be doubled over in cravings. I want more. But it doesn't do that anymore. But if I was to have like a cookie or bread, yeah, I would probably, you know,
Yeah.
that would be high risk. So I'm not willing to risk it. That's
Yeah.
why I've made my vows. I will never eat grain or refined sugar ever again. That's my vow. So keeps me off that stuff.
Disgusting.
That still allows me to eat fruits and vegetables if I want to from time to time when I want to.
Well,
So.
I mean, if you think about it, fruits and vegetables taste better than bread and pasta and all that. That stuff is disgusting.
It's
like
bland.
chewing on a sponge.
Yeah, bland, tasteless. The only thing, like, so you know, what's good? You know, pasta's terrible. You know what makes it good? Tomato sauce. So, bread by itself, boring. You know what makes it good? Everything is slap in between it. So,
yeah.
So, and actually, it's quite true of a salad too. Eat a salad without dressing, you'll gag. You know, it's all the bacon bits and the dressings and everything that dress up that cheese, stuff that you dress it up with that you actually like. You don't actually like the lettuce. So
right.
I'll call that crunchy water.
Yep. That's. Well, the good thing about it is lettuce is pretty benign. It is just crunchy water. So, you know, as a general rule, I try and avoid leaves, stems, roots, and seeds.
That's it.
But lettuce, I kind of don't care about lettuce because it's like air. So,
or you can eat fermented vegetables.
Right. Yeah, fermented vegetables would be good.
I need to make a video. I just harvested a cabbage from my backyard. In fact, I have that in the refrigerator now.
I'll do a mouthful of sauerkraut now and again.
I'll put it on my heart attack burger when I have them.
Or I'll have, there's a local restaurant that does a corned beef sauerkraut Swiss cheese omelet. And it's pretty darn good.
I'll bet it is.
Lexus says, I'm having a hard time getting back into my carnivore routine, and I'm always at least keto, though. And you know what? That's fine. Don't beat yourself up. That's keto. Keto is still on the proper human diet spectrum. So yeah, that's just fine. Yeah. If you can try and move the needle back to carnivore because that's where you felt better, then absolutely, you know, make that a goal. But you know, you're if you want to do keto, you're doing good. Olive Garden, where people act like they've never seen food, let alone been in a restaurant.
More like a duck garden.
Oh, that's funny. One of our most enthusiastic meetup friends is quite happy to eat a steak sandwich with red wine. He just thinks carnivores are fun people. Can't argue with that. So like my vows don't extend to a special event like an anniversary, you know. So I will have, when my wife and I go out to celebrate our wedding anniversary, I will have my share of a bottle of red wine. So, and usually the place will bring out some sort of dessert because when you make the reservation, they ask for what is it for a special occasion. You put wedding anniversary. And so they come out with like a free dessert that says like happy anniversary on it and stuff. And I'll usually have a bite of that too. But usually that's it, just a bite. I'm usually full by that point. So Olive Garden had a braised beef dish that I loved. So did we lose Papa Carnivore?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
There he is. He's
there
back.
he is. Oh, okay.
Looks like he turned off the light in the room for a minute.
Yeah. Or he might have been looking at another window.
Uh-huh.
So, and if he's on a mobile device,
So,
I think it turns the camera off.
Bob, it's interesting. I was listening to Georgia Ede lecture about a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
and she talked about how you immediately upon sipping alcohol damage your brain. And it's really changed my attitude about that glass of wine.
Mm-hmm.
When she described it step by step, I was like, I can't do this to my body anymore. Although this winter I had about this much wine because it was really good wine and I wanted to taste, but I didn't want to drink the wine, significantly. So now I do this much for taste.
Yeah, if I've heard Dr. Chafee say that when you drink alcohol, the effects will take 3 weeks to recover from. So, and that's an interesting thought too. So yeah, I mean, I used to have a beer with every dinner. I used to, before I go to bed, have a nightcap with some Kentucky bourbon. And now I hardly ever drink. I've got a bottle of Kentucky bourbon up on my fridge that's been there for years. I used to go through a bottle every month or two because I would have it on the daily. And now I don't do it anymore. Occasionally, my wife and I will go out for like karaoke, and I'll get a drink there. I might have a Kentucky bourbon on ice, or like a rum and Diet Coke, but I try and avoid Diet Coke because of the phosphorus content. And that's it, but I mean, I used to go out and, drink to the point where it was probably taking a risk trying to drive home, and not get caught. And I just don't, now that I've been on a diet.
Maybe
not Rick.
There's always a maybe not
anything
Rick.
we say, anything we say that everybody does, just remember Rick doesn't. All right. That's just kind of the general rule.
Unless it's eating meat, then he does.
Right.
I mean, I do eat some fruit occasionally. Look, I'm peeling an orange.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a real Florida orange.
Yeah, it's right off of my tree.
Nice.
These are sour oranges. They're my favorite.
CB Carmack asks you, Rick, can raw milk yogurt be better to make the yogurt with?
Absolutely. If you can get a good source, that's how I used to do it when we had dairy farms around here. Makes an excellent yogurt. Nice and thick, really good yogurt.
Lexus went from 231 down to 153, currently hangs at 165. That's excellent progress. Very nice. And Jamette says, Bob, I like your carnivore channel. Is free and easy listening. All right. Well, I'm glad you like it.
Easy listening.
Tell your friends.
Hit
the like button. Share it.
I did find another picture back when I was younger in my very early 30s when I did the yo-yo diets where you go back and forth. And this is if I can get it up there. I was like probably 370 or 380. That's holding my youngest daughter at the time. That was 2009.
And yeah, Tom, I did miss your 137-pound weight loss. So that's good to hear too. You've been doing excellent yourself as you work on losing the weight and lowering that A1C. You keep doing what you're doing. That's excellent. Let me let's go over to Facebook here. I'll try and pull up a picture of myself here. I've got the one thumbnail. I made a video where I did like a before and after. And on the thumbnail, you can see like a fat version of me next to my current version of me. Let's see here. Somebody get Dr. Nelson a light bulb for Halloween. I'm coming to terms with the fact that I'll probably always be on medication. I just recently had to increase mine due to stress. Carnivore still helps though. And that could be, so.
Yeah, I'm there too, Lexus.
Yeah. That could be, it's, whatever our conditions are unique to ourselves. And yeah, you might be able to lower your medications eventually. Or in your case, you tried that and now you had to come back up. And is that Rick?
That looks like Rick holding a cat just like Milton.
Yep. That was me. I think I
Milton is
was 18 or 19 at this time.
Milton is eternal. Even the cat doesn't age. What are you feeding that cat?
Let's see. I got more. Oop. Where'd that go? There we go.
You look like a car salesman.
All right.
Are these back in your early carnivore days?
Oh yeah. I was teens, early 20s. I got rid of the mustache at age 30. But you can see I haven't changed that much. I'm the oddball around here. I just don't change much.
That's 40 years of carnivore that done that.
Must be. I don't know. But you can see I've always been skinny. I can't gain weight for the life of me. Well, there's my cat. There we go.
So you always have black cats?
Yeah, that was my first cat. And then I had other cats. I had orange cats. But this is the second black cat I've had.
CB Carmack says, I eat fruit briefly around this time of year, but afterwards no more until next season, but it's from my yard. I got the same thing here. I got cherry trees that are ready to eat like late June, early July. And then I got apples that are late July, early August. So they don't last long because of the deer.
I like Target Prime Ribs comment down here with Rick's mustache back in the day. He says, nice mustache, Rick. You look like a carnivore porn star. LOL.
I grew that to try to look older. And then I got rid of it when I turned 30.
Well, we could do a lot of carnivore puns with that comment right now, but I'm not going to resist. Latro says, I eat some plain arugula for the nitric oxide precursors, this low oxalate. Yeah, some people take like beetroot powder. I'm taking just some pill forms of the precursors too, because I'm trying to hope it'll help manage my blood pressure. So yeah, I do beets, but beets are kind of high sugar, high carb.
Beets are high in oxalates too.
Yeah, beets are high oxalate. True. Yeah, that's true. So I've never had all my life though. Like I said, I've never had a problem with oxalates, and I used to eat oxalates. Like some people breathe oxygen, man.
Yeah.
I never had an issue, unless that was part of the contributing factor towards my ulcerative colitis and my kidney disease. But I can't really prove that, and I don't think that's the case. Lettuce is crunchy water with glyphosate sprayed all over it. That's a point. That's a good point. Rick, there's probably a lot of things growing in your backyard. Paul is just 0 carb. Tom's getting pickles for the first time. Or, yeah.
I think I'm going to get off here for the night, get ready for bed. It was great talking with y'all.
Okay, yeah, nice to have you on. Thanks for joining again. Yeah, it's 10:30, so I'm gonna probably wind up by 11. So
y'all have a good night. See
All right, you
y'all
too.
later.
All right.
all right,
Good
take
night.
care. Here's a
Well, it's
question.
funny looking back at pictures.
Mm-hmm. That was me in
I
high
have-
school. I think I was 17 or 18.
Well, this is probably one of, I don't know if I can show how I show this. Yeah. That was 2019 with both lungs collapsed.
Oh,
Yeah. That
wow.
wasn't a fun time.
I can imagine.
Oh yeah, I was gonna try and see if I can't find some.
But then this is how I looked a year later.
That's a big improvement.
Yeah, yeah. No, for the lung collapse, they did this experimental keep me alive, right to choose thing.
Hmm.
That worked, obviously.
Sometimes they really get it right.
Yep. I was living on the 11th floor of the Brigham.
I can't believe how old these pictures are. Wow. It's a picture of me when I was little. And my dad. See, my dad had glasses all the time I remember. By his 40s, he needed glasses. Everybody in my family's need glasses except me.
Yeah, I just had to update my prescription.
Got better?
No.
Oh.
My eyes continue to get worse.
Oh.
Mine are holding steady, but the other thing that's cool is that floaters and signs of cataracts are going away.
Nice. Oh, here we go. Here's a big one of me. I'll share this screen here. So there we go. There's me.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that
the
was a
striped
big-
shirt does not help.
Right. Right. The striped shirt really makes me look like a basketball. So, but you can see it in my face too. Look at all that. Look at that.
Well, in
extra
your neck
chin,
or
my
your
neck.
lack of neck.
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah, that
much
one-
nicer looking neck now, Bob.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's that one's pretty bad. So trying to go through. These are all mixed up, so it's kind of hard to tell. These are just photos that other people tagged of me. I figured that'd be easier to find one, but that one, oh, here we go. Yeah, there I am there.
Hmm.
The stripe thing again.
Yeah,
You got to give me credit for being observant.
right. There we go. Look at that. I'm trying to hide it with my belly there.
Oh.
Crunching on something.
I guess I'm the only one that's always been skinny.
Yeah, I think so.
And I eat as much as I want, whenever I want.
There we go. Look at that belly.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. So my boy's 19 now.
Hmm.
You look way younger now.
Yep.
Here you go. Look at that.
Mm.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when I look back at these to see how big I really was.
Hmm.
There we go. I can do a shirt off comparison this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's Myrtle Beach. That's exactly where I'm going again in a week.
Oh.
Yeah, so I won't be on next week, by the way. If I try and go live next week from my vacation in Myrtle Beach, my wife will literally have my head.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. All right.
That's like I don't do any YouTubes, any lives during mealtime.
So yeah, Foxy Joe says, "Are deli and lunch meats okay once in a while?" I don't have any problem with it. I still eat lunch meat. So
Yeah, no, we do lunch meat, deli cheese, roll-ups in a pinch.
Yeah, so like
Not as a
I like
regular all the time, but in a pinch.
I like beef bologna, and then your lean meats like your chickens and your turkeys, like even if they're like glazed with something, you're getting such a trace of something, quote unquote not clean, that I don't even think it's worth worrying about.
Deli meats are too expensive. I never eat them.
We ski a lot in the winter, so deli meats, and I'll make up chaffles, our ski lunches. And when you're out in the cold like that, having that extra salt in the deli meat really helps.
Carnivore Coach Eden says, as Dr. Barry would say, eating deli meat is 100 times better than eating carbs and other SAD food. Yes, so absolutely.
I agree.
Ha, those were the days you were a party boy. Good night, George. Oh, by the way, he says he's got to be up for Dr. Kilt's. I'm going to be on Dr. Kilt's not tomorrow morning, but the following morning. So
nice.
I'm September 3rd. I got to drag my butt out of bed to be on the 6 o'clock with Dr. Kilt's. So yeah, so I'll be there. It'll be on his channel, and I'm going to set it up to stream to my channel as well. So yeah, come see me early morning if you're up that early on Dr. Kilt's 2 mornings from now.
I'm going to let you guys go. I've got an appointment to get to tomorrow that I have to have my act together.
Okay.
It's nice
All
hanging
right.
out with you.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Your connection got so much better. We haven't last week your vocals were kind of choppy in and out, but we've heard you loud and clear. There was a one time where you kind of froze up, but you came back in and everything's been good. So thank you for joining us and for your contributions, and we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Have a great vacation.
All right. Thank you very much. You have a good
luck
night.
at Dr. Kiltz's. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Latro says, I consumed a lifetime supply of beer in my younger days. Yeah, me too. So that all those pictures I just showed, that was probably a beer belly.
Beer's nasty.
Yeah. I'm getting Clausen trying the fermented vegetables. I'm okay. I may get sauerkraut, but the pickle's better.
Yeah.
I'm getting
pickles.
Oh, okay. Clausen pickles. Okay. Never been to a dentist?
Not since 1986.
Mm-hmm.
I brushed my teeth with lard and baking soda.
Alcohol is a neurotoxin. Let's stop pretending it's not poison. No, it is poison. So any drug is a poison.
I never understood why people drink it. It tastes nasty and it makes you feel like crap.
Well, when you're young and dumb, you think it's cool to feel like crap, I guess.
It's about as cool as smoking a cigarette. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about not feeling normal or whatever. The buzz, I don't know. So I'll tell you what I couldn't stand, though, is so many people are into marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I had some friends that were into that, and I tried it, and I hated it. I mean, I tried it like twice, and like both times it just gave me a massive headache, made me go to sleep. And I'm just like, I don't know, like I remember like at Kent State, I had some, there's this big rock that everybody spray paints, and people were hanging around there and had some. And then like I just started feeling sick, went to Taco Bell, laid down in a booth.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, it was right across the street. Just laid down in a booth, and I'm just like, oh, I feel terrible. I used to work there too, and then one of the coworkers was like, came up and they're like, asked me if that's what I did, and I'm like, yeah, it's like terrible. I don't know. I just never saw the appeal. Never wanted to touch it again. So,
yeah, it's funny. I don't think I've ever eaten in a Taco Bell. When I was a kid, the taco place we had here was called Taco Viva.
mm-hmm.
When you say taco, say Viva. The Taco Bell was somewhere else. I've never eaten at Taco Bell. Everybody I know has. I'm like, no. Because I think they used to say, make a run for the border. I said, make a run for the bathroom.
Yeah. Carnivore Coach Eden says, we lost several people with all the weight loss you all achieved. Yeah, that's true. Like, that would be neat to go back and, earlier I added the weight loss of everybody on screen. It was like 328 pounds, but it would be neat to go back through the chat too and add all that weight up and see everybody who participated tonight. What is the cumulative weight loss? And then you got these people like, oh, you look so unhealthy. Fat makes you fat. You guys are stupid. It's like, dude, do you not pay attention to what we're saying? Like, do you not read? Like, we used to be fat and unhealthy and on all kinds of medications. And like, now we've dropped like 50 pounds, 100 pounds, in some cases 200 pounds. We're off the medications, and you think we look unhealthy now. You should have seen us. Well, heck, I just had my pictures up on the screen. So,
if fat makes you fat, why is this guy so skinny?
Right. And someone's coach says, amazing how little Rick changed.
Yeah. Age 19. Look at that. And then look at me now.
Yep. I'm glad you got rid of the mustache, though.
Yeah.
One time I just shaved the chin and left the mustache on just for a gag. I came out of the bathroom. My wife just busted up laughing. She's like, get in there right now and shave that thing off. I've always disliked mustaches. I think it was like an 70s and 80s thing. I was a 90s child. 90s teenager. And I always liked the goatee with no mustache. And that's what I used to look like. And then my wife insists that I don't do that. She says you got to have the mustache with it. But the mustache alone, I just could never do. I don't know. I never got into it. But on the other hand, I also think it looks better on people with age. Like, I don't think it looks good on young people. I could probably get away with a mustache now that I'm turning 50.
I mean, this is what I look like at 32.
Yeah. Oh, it's a cat that's not black.
That's right. That was my other cat. I've had several cats. They were either black or orange. Well, Tiger was gray.
Paul says I eat 0 carb but have high blood glucose. Is what I think that stands for.
Interesting.
And we probably need more information on that. So I know, like, if you go and get tested in the morning, you got the dawn effect going on. Since I've been carnivore, like, I'm always like 109. I don't worry about too much about it though. So I don't know. How high is high? We need some more details to really try and formulate a comment on that. Rick now looks like those guys that go door to door to introduce you to Jesus. That's because he's clean shaven and he's got a nice short haircut. In other words, you're presentable.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've always had the same hairstyle, though. It never changed. See me in high school.
Jamette says she would have dated you in high school.
Well, that's what I looked like in high school.
Mm-hmm. Was that, what year would you say that is? Because you look really young there. That looks like a freshman photo almost.
I think it was in 10th grade. I'd been carnivore for about a year right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, John, it's been a while.
Hey, Bob.
How you doing?
Okay, my mic doesn't seem to be on.
Oh, well, we can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, I can't hear me. I guess that's all it is.
Okay.
I usually get side streamed, so
Okay. Can you hear us?
yeah, I can hear you.
All right. All right. So how's things doing down in Florida?
They're doing okay.
Doing okay?
It's not quite as hot as it had been.
Still is hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Rick is in Florida also.
What part of Florida?
Miami.
Oh, it's a little hotter down there. I'm up here in Gainesville.
It's always hot here. It never
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah. How's the new house? Does it been set up?
Well, I'm in it now.
You're in it now? Okay. That
Yeah.
would be a yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Very good. And is it just right next door to the other one?
Yeah, more or less.
Mm-hmm. What are you going to do with the other one?
Once we get everything out of it, we need to get out of it. We're hoping we can sell it.
Mm-hmm. All right. How's your shop?
Still like it was.
Mostly completed?
About 70%. I mean,
70%?
I can use it, but I need to get it cleaned up again.
Mm-hmm.
I got a huge pile of sawdust over there.
Mm-hmm. So John's into woodworking, like
okay,
like utensils and bowls and I mean like real creative stuff.
Here's one of my latest things. It's
Aha.
So you made the cup, the pen holder, the cup, actual cup.
Got a lathe. Yep. Cut it on a lathe.
Yeah, that stuff's cool. That's a skill.
It's amazing it doesn't break.
It's made out of this stuff called mopani wood. It's one of the hardest woods. And this lighter color is the sapwood, and this is the heartwood.
Glued together?
Yeah. I took a piece and glued the two sapwoods together to get
amazing.
That look.
Amazing it didn't come apart.
Oh, that's just pretty hard. It's like trying to turn metal.
All right. So what else is new? How's work for you?
As busy as I want it to be.
Oh, yeah?
My truck's broke down again, but I'll get
that
fixed.
feeling.
I was headed over to my father-in-law's. I thought I needed to replace my water pump, and I'm still replacing it because I got one. And I was doing okay and got most of the way there, and all of a sudden my truck started heating up. So I limped it on over there. So let me look and see, because there was some steam coming out. Let me look and see if I maybe got a hose leaking. And I'm looking to see if there's a hose leaking, and there wasn't. And all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, something's missing under here. My serpentine belt was gone.
Mine broke on my van last week.
And I found out what it is. My tensioner pulley was wobbling like this, probably threw it off. So I got to replace the tensioner, the serpentine, the water pump, and the idler wheel.
Everything was good on mine. It just snapped. I guess it was old.
It gets that way.
It was at least 12 years old.
And I have to order the parts because nobody carries all of what I need in stock.
I just replaced the bearings. I was too cheap to buy the whole part.
Yeah.
So over summer, well, not over summer. It was probably April. My truck was starting to shake something violently, and I finally took it in to figure out what it was, and it was a U joint. And
Carrier bearing.
Yeah, so I scheduled to get the U joint replaced, and then I made the appointment, got the diagnosis, and got the appointment to go in and have it fixed. I drove home. And then it said I overheated in my own driveway, and it just died. And it wouldn't let me start it. Every time I tried to turn it on, the computer was giving me some message, and nothing would happen. So I had to have it towed over there, and turns out it was the main computer. It didn't actually overheat, but the computer thought it overheated, and it
Oh
was
boy.
and it was also doing a bunch of other dumb stuff. So I ended up having to replace the heater and the computer, not the heater. I'm sorry, replace the computer and the U joint. And then when I got it back, it was still misfiring. So I took it back and had to replace all 16 spark plugs. I sunk like $4,000 into that truck.
Oh
But
man.
that's like, I hadn't done a thing to it since I bought it in early 2020. So it lasted 5 years without it needing any maintenance. And then a couple weeks ago, I had a brakes go out. So but I did that like myself, me and a friend. Had to replace a caliper, pads and rotors on the front. So my luck ran out, so to speak. Oh, and that bites when you got to sink some money into your truck like that.
Yeah. My daughter's van is in the shop. She needs the valve cover gasket replaced, and it's a 5.5 hour job.
Oh wow,
I do all my own work.
that's good.
I used to, but I'm getting too old for it.
I'll be changing the engine in my truck soon.
That's good because labor up here will run between $95 and $150 an hour.
Well, her van, because it's one of them Ram van, like a Sprinter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 6-cylinder, motor's in sideways, and you got to disassemble half the whole front area of the van just to get to the valve cover.
I got a van also. Ford E350 van with a diesel.
I'm looking for a van, but everything I'm looking for is 20 to 30 years old.
Mine's a 98. It's old.
Ah,
That's my newest vehicle.
yeah.
My son's working for me now, so I might look into getting another truck so he can drive because he's got a car, but he doesn't want to get it soiled. And I work in tile, so we're always messing with bad cement, loose powders.
Should he get out of, what was it, Panera?
He got out of Panera, and then he was working at a tire shop because he wanted to be a mechanic, but that didn't last long, and so now he's working with me. Yeah.
How does he like that?
Well, he likes it. He's more about, so he's eager to learn a skill and make some money because he's got a little girlfriend and he wants to get married and be able to support a family, so.
Well, if you do it right, if you've got the clientele, the trade you're in, you can make some really good money at it.
That's why I do it. So
we've got a brother in Jacksonville. His fleshly brother got him started in it, but him and his wife went for the niche of doing very expensive tile jobs in very expensive houses, and they were only working 1 week a month in Pioneering.
Mm-hmm.
I did my own tile in the bathroom, but I prefer a terrazzo floor. I hate tile floors. They're crap. They chip all over the place.
Not if you do it right.
Yeah, you drop one tool on the floor and you break it. But terrazzo is easier, cheaper, and it looks better.
Some of my floors, you'd be hard pressed to drop something on it and break it.
You'd be surprised.
So
I go with the terrazzo.
I was never a real fan of terrazzo.
It's easy. Once you have a grinder, it's easy to put.
If you got a good, strong porcelain tile and full coverage underneath it, it's going to take a beating.
The only tiles I like for the floor are the little tiny porcelain tiles. They're 1 inch, maybe 1 by 2. They come in a mosaic pattern, and they're hard to find. Everybody took them out because these dumbasses, they love that stupid glazed crap tile, the black, white, and gray garbage, all that nasty stuff, and the stupid glass doors. I like my bathroom with color, green, yellow, blue, and I like the little floor tiles. Mm-hmm. That's the only tile I'll have. The rest of the house, terrazzo.
The tiles I did were the VCT tile like you have on the floor in Walmart.
Oh, yeah. In school, we had those.
I've done a bunch of those.
I had some of those in my shop. Problem is they were asbestos.
No, well, that would have been old asbestos tiles. I did VCT.
The vinyl asbestos Armstrong tiles. I had a lot of fun taking them out.
So we're getting into the floating LVP, luxury vinyl plank, and the laminate.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we're gonna start doing hardwood too.
Things are
Oh,
ugly.
Yeah, and the reason for that is because it used to be when I got into this, you'd have a new home construction and you'd walk in, tile foyer, tile hallway, tile powder room, tile dining room, tile kitchen, down the hall, tile laundry room, tile bathroom. And there's so much square footage that you really made bank. Now we're just kitchen backsplash shower, kitchen backsplash shower, master bathroom, and that's it.
mm-hmm.
And so we want that footage. Everybody's going with hardwood if you're in an upper class type of home, or if you're in a middle class lower home, it's the LVP because it looks like hardwood, but it's cheap.
One
Yeah.
water leak and it's done.
What's that?
One water leak and it's done.
The LVPs
Oh.
are waterproof.
Yeah, they're waterproof.
Laminate isn't. Laminate will tent and curl. The laminate will get destroyed by water for sure.
But vinyl plank is waterproof.
Yeah.
Problem
Wow.
is the roaches get under it. The water gets mold under there and the roaches, it's a mess.
Oh, so if you're walking across your floor and you hear some crunchies.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I build my walls, I build them out of block. I hate drywall. I will never use drywall in my house ever. The stuff is garbage. So terrazzo floor, block walls, outside wall, I use expanded mesh and plaster, and I make my own ceiling tiles.
Rick is pretty handy. He makes a lot of
Yeah.
things from scratch.
Mm-hmm. I even make my own plaster from rocks.
I don't go quite that far.
I don't, and I like jalousie windows, even though nobody makes them anymore. I collect the old ones. I got them in my house. Don't like the impact windows. I think they're ugly.
I like sash windows.
You don't see them too much anymore. Remember the old wooden ones with the weights and track in the side?
They're in the house we use that my brother's using as a shop. That's what I grew up with.
That's what everybody had, but they got rid of all that. Some of my neighbors had them. They were made of cypress wood. I have a couple that I saved.
Our stuff's just made out of old pine, but it's the old hard heart pine.
Yeah.
So
They always had that putty, lime and linseed oil putty. I've had to replace that glass before.
because the house that we grew up in is 150 or more years old.
Mm-hmm. Here in Miami, there's nothing old. It all gets torn down. Everybody wants a white box now.
Oh, I haven't been to Urami in quite a while.
Good. You're not missing anything.
Because it ain't Miami, it's Urami.
It's not mine either.
My aunt used to live there back from the 60s all the way up until when she died.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it was better back then than it is now.
Depending on where you were at. She used to live right downtown, not far from Flagler, before the Cubans moved in.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm punching this on the map here. So Gainesville to Miami
Then
is
she lived in Opelika.
Oh, that's a bad area.
Yeah, well, it wasn't when she first moved there.
Yeah, it's true. It's like Carroll City. Started out good, went downhill.
But now one place she did live when it was rough was she used to live in Liberty City.
you guys are 9 hours from each other. I just punched it in here.
And then she was living down near South Beach when she died. But not in the good part.
Well, South Beach used to be pretty rough at the bottom by the dog track.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that bad. I liked it back then. It was a neat place.
Well, she never had any problem when she was living in Liberty City.
That's amazing. That's been the roughest neighborhood for years.
She had a friend that everybody was afraid of.
Ah, that's why. It's like in my neighborhood, everybody's afraid of me for some reason.
So Tampa to Gainesville is about 2 hours.
With traffic, it's more like 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh, I-75 and I-4 is terrible.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I-75, 275, the traffic
Oh.
backs up like you wouldn't believe.
You know, so it says 1 hour and 56 minutes, but that's probably right now at 11 at night on a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So so during the day it's probably worse. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Interesting.
It's like it used to be pretty easy to go from Orlando to Tampa. Not anymore. I-4 is terrible. And down there, when you get on 95 closer to Miami, that's really bad too.
Mm-hmm. Got too many people in Florida. Got to get rid of some of them.
And statistically, the worst place in Florida to drive is Jacksonville.
Wow.
I was just looking at it because we were talking about there's a Hack Your Health convention in Tampa in November. And I was just seeing how close that was to you. But I was down that way last year when I was in Clearwater. I just realized Tampa and Clearwater are right next to each other.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
St. Pete.
Yeah, because we were going to try, we were potentially trying, if I ended up flying instead of driving, that's why we didn't get to meet up. So,
Yeah. Yeah, you flew right over.
Flew right over you, yeah. I will say, though, I'm glad that I flew instead of drive, because I just did not want to do 19, 20 hours in a car. So this year we're going to Myrtle Beach next week.
Ah.
And that's, probably 10? Let me type it in here.
I don't think we're supposed to have a visitor between now and then.
You mean the kinds that spin around and round?
That's the kind, like Aaron.
Okay, let's see here.
The kind that move in from Africa.
Right. Yeah, so no, it's a 10 and a half hours is what my drive will be next Saturday. We're going to leave at 1 a.m. My wife's going to drive it first, and then my son. And when it gets to be daylight and busy, I'll go from there. So if we leave at 1 a.m, we're probably going to get there around 11. Actually, we're going to Greenville first to see a relative, and then we're going to go over to check in at our hotel. And yeah, we'll spend the week there. So yeah, that's what they wanted to. That's what the wife and son wanted to do. So that's a popular place. We've been there a lot. I actually prefer Virginia Beach, but they seem to be in love with Myrtle Beach, so I always get outvoted. All right. Well, I have to use the restroom.
Let's see. Yeah. Yep. It's more or less a straight shot, though, for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now we've got a
like,
friend that used to live in Beckley, West Virginia, and you're going to be going right through there.
Yeah, it's like 77 almost all the way. Yeah. So it is like a straight shot almost. So
yeah.
All right. So I'm either going to go off the air or I'm going to leave the room for a minute and come back because I do have to go to the restroom.
I was already on for all that time, so I'm going to go ahead and go.
Okay.
I just took a chance to stop in and see if you were still here.
All right. Yeah. Every Monday starting at 8, and this is about the time we wrap up, about 11 o'clock. So
yeah. Well, I start mine at 9, and depending on who's there and how long it takes.
Yeah. All right. You get a good turnout?
Actually, yeah, I had 7 of us on tonight.
Very nice.
Jennifer came and joined us.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice.
Very good. Now, do you do it more than just Mondays, right? Do you still do
Yeah.
Tuesday,
And Thursday.
and Thursday? Okay.
Yeah. So if you
All
can
right.
make it,
Yeah, on a Tuesday or Thursday, I could. So,
okay, we'll drop in.
all right, we'll do.
Eric was there tonight. So,
Uh-huh. Okay.
all right. See
All right.
y'all later.
Good seeing you, John.
Nice meeting you, Rick.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right. Okay. And yes, Rick, I'm going to take off too. And
All right.
for the 22 people that are still watching, the highest I saw when I was paying attention was 52, by the way.
That's good.
So yeah, that's good. I'm so glad that all 52 of you were here and chatting it up and having a good time on a Monday night that here in the US is a holiday. I didn't know what to expect. I just thought for all I knew, I was going to get online and talk to myself for a little bit and then just call it quits. But this ended up turning out to be a very good night. So really appreciate it. 2 people became channel supporters today. That was very touching. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. We need to think of something special to do, for channel supporters. I haven't thought of that yet. So I know I got some content. There's nothing special that you can see now. We want to do something else. And I just got to think of what. But at the same time, there's like 3 of you, maybe 4. So I really appreciate that. We'll be back not next Monday. I will not be here next Monday. So there's no Carnivore Talk on Monday the 8th. That would be a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's going to be no Carnivore Talk on Monday the 8th unless maybe I talk to Jeff to see if he wants to try and do it by himself. He probably won't. He's busy moving and stuff. So, but I'll be on vacation in South Carolina. If you want to try and meet, if you're in South Carolina, want to try and meet, you can reach me at bob@carnivore-talk.com or use the contact us form over at the website. We'll be back in 2 weeks then on the 15th. Also remember, not tomorrow morning, as in not 7 hours from now, but the following morning, Wednesday the 3rd, I'm going to be a guest on Dr. Kilt's channel. And you can watch that on Dr. Kilt's channel, or I'll be restreaming it on my channel as well too. So come say, if you're an early riser, then what are you doing up still? And come check that out. And I'm sure we'll have a good time with Dr. Kilt's. That's that. Visit us throughout the week or the next 2 weeks over at carnivore-talk.com. We'll talk some more there. And outside of that, have a good night, everybody. I'm going to stream in 3, 2, 1. Bye.